everybody. Good morning to you. How are you? So, I woke up early this morning, mainly because of Booger. She decided that it was appropriate to wake up mom at 6 in the morning for no random reason. I gave her food, gave her some love, checked up on, make sure everything was all right. And as soon as I got my butt out of bed, she was right back in bed. Why do cats do that? I don't know. Just You could have left me alone. We could have slept a little bit longer, but no. Mom had to get up so that you can have the whole bed to yourself. Anyway, so what are we doing today? What I'm doing is I'm going to break up the monstrosity that was her 6 hour live yesterday. And that's why I did the Twitter peeps last night, because there were a lot of them. And to break down the live into two parts, I had to do the Twitter peeps first because the Twitter peeps normally take about an hour or about that. And I wanted to be able to get it all done and not splice it up into, say, three videos. So Chantal is fussy, Salah is fussy. And I think the gravity of the situation that they're in is really starting to settle in with both of them. Salah is getting more of a mouth on him, and Chantal's getting mouthy with him, and I'm here for it. I am here for the suffering that they have both invited into their lives and could have been easily avoided, but no. He needed her money, and she needed the security of knowing that he wasn't going to go run off and be with another woman. So although he told her, wait 1 month, Chantal, wait another 30 days. Just wait. He wanted her to wait. Maybe he was hoping that she would wait. And in that time, she would just send money. And then he could get the money from her and take off. But Chantal wasn't having it. She wanted to be over there as quickly as possible to make sure that he didn't do that he didn't just run off into the wind with her money. So she ran over there and she put herself through a lot more suffering than what she had to. So I am here for the suffering. I am here for the nonsense. I'm here for the fighting. I'm here for the bickering back and forth. And I think, Chantal, that you're going to see a side of Salah that you've never seen before. And why is this? Because the power dynamic has shifted. Where once upon a time in Kuwait, he was depending on your money and you had more of the power in your hand. Now he's got it. And if you don't think he's going to use it, you're sadly mistaken. I think he will. And I also think that you are just standing on that last little bit of nerve he's got left. And once it's gone, he might snap on you. You might see a whole side of him you've never witnessed before. So we've got a few more Twitter peeps to go over, just a few, nothing major, that I want to show you guys. And then we're going to jump into the live. And again, hopefully I can break this up into two parts and not three. So it's time for the Twitter peeps. All right, it's time to get going with the Twitter peeps. Let me just make sure I am where I need to be. No, I'm not. I am not prepared this morning, but I am now. Okay, so for those of you that are on Twitter, that you would like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. Now, let's start here with a post courtesy of Ash Renee. Ash Renee says, he's so mad she came to Syria. She's mad at how much money he spent on an apartment without a working fridge, and he told her he wouldn't have to rent the place if it wasn't for her coming to Syria. So let's watch the clip. And before we begin watching the clip, apologies to anyone watching this react. It is a bit warm in here, so I had to turn on the swamp cooler. It's across from me, attached to the wall. So if it gets noisy, if it's too much, because I'm not quite sure what the audio is picking up right now, just let me know. And in future reacts, I'll make sure to have it off or something. So let's watch the clip courtesy of Chantal.
Shower. You wouldn't want to be without your
advise you
husband.
to not to come.
I know.
He says, I asked you not to come. I asked you not to come. You didn't listen. Once again, you did not listen to me. You never listened to me. Why didn't you listen?
Oh, but I want to be with you.
I want to be with you. He asked her not to come, and she said, but I want to be with you. But he didn't want to be with you. He wanted you to stay over in Canada so that if he had plans to meet up with you somewhere, he could prepare. He had an entire month to find a suitable place where you would have your conveniences and you wouldn't be a fussy, grumpy, hissy fit throwing mess.
Lost the challenge by the way of complaining every single minute.
No, I didn't.
Ooh, and he's airing her out. I am living for that. He is airing her out. Y'all listen to that one more time. I am living for that. Just listen.
But I want to be with you.
And you lost the challenge by the way of complaining every single minute.
No, I didn't.
He's saying, you lost the challenge. You lost it. You're complaining every single minute of every single day. He just told on her. She's been telling us, oh, it's not that bad here. It's really not. And then when the camera's turned off, she does nothing but complain. Of course she does. Because she's a big old marshmallow. She can't stand to be uncomfortable. She told us that herself. She does not like to be uncomfortable. And you got to know, being in Syria with no AC, no running water, hot, no fast food, she is all of uncomfortable. And she's not going to keep her mouth shut. That's not who she is.
When?
Many times.
You complain more than me.
Yeah, I complain because I know the. See the roster?
She desperately wants to shut him up right now. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe he's airing me out to people. He's telling all my dirty laundry. You caused that to happen, Chantal. Had you just stayed in Canada, none of this would be happening. But you practically invited it. You brought it to you by showing up there.
I only complained once.
He's confirming my.
I only complained once because you paid a lot to live here and the fridge wasn't working. So we didn't.
But let's think about the why and the what, Chantal. Why did he pay a bunch of money for a fridge? Because of you. I'm sure that Salah could have gotten along fine without a fridge, but you can't get along without a fridge. He had to get the fridge because of you, because you insisted on showing up there. He also had to rent a place because of you. So whatever extra money that was spent that you're griping about, you are the cause and the reason of him spending that money.
Didn't have a fridge. That's what I complained about.
I wouldn't come here. If you're not here, I wouldn't rent this.
Yeah, I know you did it for me.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you complaining about? He had to do it because of you, because for you.
He is sleepy. Are you stressed?
She's sounding like a mother, doesn't she? She's sounding like his mother. He's fussy. He needs a nap. He's grumpy. He's just tired. You're sounding like his mother. Go lay down, Salah. You need a baby bottle. You're fussy. You need a nap.
Salah doesn't not used to have a rough life either. Here, go like this on you.
You know, I don't know Salah, but I'm pretty sure he can cope with it a lot better than you. You're the one having a tough time coping.
It's okay for me.
You're not hot? Friggin' rooster, I'm gonna go cook it.
Good luck catching it. By the way, Chantal, roosters have things called spurs on their feet that they use to fight each other. I would not be trying to chase down Kevin the rooster. He might show you what those spurs are all about.
You hungry?
Did Judge. Did Judge Faham.
I love the fact that Kevin the rooster is going to keep her awake, crowing all the time. Y'all, let's give it up for Kevin the rooster. She can have a hard time sleeping because of Kevin.
You did.
Get her, Kevin. I bet Kevin was on the phone with Jeff the housefly last night saying, oh, really? Oh, really? This person's over here? Well, let's see her get some sleep. I dare her to try.
Put water on it. I'm okay, but honestly, this works. I'm actually not sweating. It's glistening. It's a dewy glow. You don't need.
No, 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 no. No, ma'am. No, 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 no. Let me tell you something. There's stages to heat stroke. That you start out sweating, but you need to be careful because if you're still overheated and you stop sweating, this is bad. This is really bad. Like your face is red right now. And if you reach a point where your body stops sweating, this is bad. That means you're overheating on the inside. And you need to go get into a nice cold shower and lower your body temperature. If you start feeling like you're drunk, you got that woozy feeling without drinking alcohol, your body is going into heat stroke. And the worst part is you don't even have a shower to get into the shower to cool yourself down with cold water. So you better keep an eye on that. Like if you stop sweating, it's not a good sign. Coffee Time says confirmed this hog clearly only showed up because she was afraid he would cheat again. Let's watch the clip.
If he loved you, he would want you to leave. He didn't want me to come here.
Nope, he sure didn't.
So, but I do what I want with my life.
So here's how I think it went down. I think that Salah told her, wait 30 days, Chantal. Maybe he had a plan to get more money from Chantal before he ghosted her. But Chantal wasn't having it. She was not going to send him more money without her being physically there. She did not want the possibility of him taking the money and running. So she bullied her way there. She knows that he's out of Kuwait and he needs her money. So she used that to her advantage. You need my money. I need a place to stay. I got to get out of Canada because the tax man is still looking for me. So let me be over there or no more money. So he had to relent and let her come there to be with him, even though he did not want her there. She kind of forced her way into the situation. All right, moving on. Lucky Lola says Foodie Beauty says she will not be staying if the solar power battery can't be fixed. She's really running out of options at the present. Let's watch the clip.
Anyway, I guess we'll see. But yeah, I need consistent power. So if that doesn't happen, I will not be staying very long.
Well, I don't know if Salah heard you or if he's going to see this clip, but if he wants you out of Syria, there's his out. Just don't fix the solar powered battery. Oh, it's broken. It can't be fixed. I don't know what's going on. You know, like if he wants you away from him, just don't fix the solar power. And that will drive you out. That might be the thing that actually gets you away from him.
I don't know what I'll do, but
So you heard it first, Salah. You want Chantal away from you, don't fix the solar power. It'll force her to leave. Daryl says Salah has a disdain in his voice for Chantal we have never heard before. He's counting down the days for her to leave. I'm absolutely convinced he did not want her to come, and she bulldozed her way into getting to Syria. Even Julia senses Chantal's bad vibes. Let's watch the clips. And yes, I am still bothered by the way she picks up Julia. And I'm also extremely bothered over the fact that on camera, she uses Julia as a show prop. Let me pick you up. Let me show people that I'm a cat owner. I'm going to pick up Julia for attention. and to connect with the people who love animals in my audience. But when the camera's turned off, Salah and I are going to go take a road trip and leave the cat home where it's like 90, 100 degrees in the house, and she's a long-haired cat, can't care enough to put her in a carrier and take her also on the road trip. Nope. Gonna let Julia boil in her own skin while we enjoy the AC. And look, you can tell Julia hates her. Can't wait to get away from her.
I came. Do you know what I went through to get here?
Oh, here we go. Y'all pay attention. Here we go. Here's Chantal's victim hero complex coming on out. Narc qualities. In every story, she's got to be the victim or the hero or both at the same time. She's painting herself as some sort of survivor. Do you know what I went through to get here? You mean the stuff that you put yourself through? Because you literally made the choice to go from Canada to Syria. You chose that, Foodie. You chose to do that. You weren't forced. You chose to do that. You put yourself through stuff, and you're still putting yourself through stuff, because if you wanted the suffering to stop, you would just go home. If you could get home. I don't know if you can, but you would at least try. But here we go. She wants Salah to worship her, and she wants Julia to worship her. She expected that when she got to Syria, that Salah would be like, oh, I'm so glad you're here. And Julia would give her all kinds of love, and neither thing is happening. But she wanted to be showered in adoration and admiration for making the trip, although she chose to make the trip.
Do you know? And she cries and runs away when I want a kiss.
She hates you. You're a hateful woman. She's picking up on the fact that you're a hateful, evil woman. I mean, you left her at home where it was hot while you and Salah enjoyed the AC. How dare you? You're lucky she's not peeing on your pillows.
Betty Bosa.
You know, I'm just going to say it. I do not like the way she's looking at Julia right now. She's looking down at her. She's got such disdain on her face. Like, how dare you not love me, you ungrateful brat? Although she's an ungrateful brat. And she doesn't appreciate people when they help her out.
Betty Bosa, telehon. Betty Bosa is I want a kiss.
I wouldn't want to kiss you either. You're cruel and you're nasty. You don't treat her well. And on top of that, when's the last time you brushed your teeth? You talk about her breath stinking. I'm sure yours is 10 times worse.
And she won't give me one.
You don't deserve one. You really don't. What have you done for her?
From my cat. I'm allowed to kiss my cat, not from a human.
I'm sure you only want to kiss her when the camera's on. Oh, was that it?
Oh. Betty Bosa is I want a kiss. To kiss my cat, not from a human. Do they have gravy in cereal?
Okay, moving on. The next clip.
I literally went through a lot to get here.
Oh boy, I literally went through so much. Look at all that I've done for you, Salah. I went through so much to be here. You should be so grateful to have me near you, even though I'm aggravating and jealous and insecure and petty and obsessive and a stalker. And no matter where you go in the world, I track you down. You should be so grateful to have someone like me next to you.
And no one appreciates it. No, I'm just joking.
No, she's not joking. She really, really wanted that worship when she got there, and she's not getting it. And she's feeling kind of salty about that. Why aren't you loving me more? Why aren't you showing me love? Look at all that I went through. I came all the way here for this. You chose it.
think I can handle it here?
No. You've only been there a few days and you're already complaining. So no.
How long you can last staying here?
You know, I could see going to a completely new place, and if you're not used to, say, certain circumstances, if you're used to certain conveniences and then you show up and you realize the conveniences aren't there, yeah, like the first day might be a bit of shock where you're like, oh, we don't have this and we don't have that. And then the second or third day, you learn to adjust. That's when you go into, okay, like, what can I do to fix certain situations? Is there anything I can do? How do I work around these situations? You start trying to figure things out. She's not trying to figure anything out. All she knows how to do is complain.
Maybe not, but maybe maximum 1 month for you.
And what do you think I'm gonna do? Leave?
I mean, standard too.
What about you? You have times where you're like over it, huh? It's hard for you too. It's hard for Syrians in general.
You know, maybe I'm wrong in thinking this, but I think before she showed up, he was staying with different people. Maybe he's got friends or family members, and he was okay just couch surfing. But then she insisted on coming to Syria, and he couldn't couch surf anymore. He had to stay with her. And that's why he's mad.
Thanks, Cleo.
Okay, I think that's it for that clip, those clips. As you can see, the misery is going well and it is spreading. It started with her and now it is spread directly to him. Jolie says, Tracy still desperate to be her number one. No sign of Teardrop. Yeah, where is Teardrop these days? Tracy says, I noticed they eat a lot of goat there. So maybe the G stands for goat. I don't know what she's referencing, but Tracy, you're just as bad as Chantal, maybe worse when it comes to attention. You need constant attention, ma'am. Please have a seat, not your channel. And there she goes again. Chantal, please read my comment. Tracy, what is missing in your life that you need constant attention and validation because of Chantal? What is going on with you that you need her constant attention or you are not happy? Nina Batchelor says, Tracy, don't start. So it looks like some of the Beezers are not happy with Tracy. Maybe they're picking up on the fact that she needs too much attention. Indy says, I really don't get Salat at all. Why are they still together if he did not want her there? He has all the power in this situation, but yet he just keeps going along with everything. Oh, well, they deserve each other. Well, he needs her money. Point blank, period. He needs her money. Without her money, he really doesn't have much in the way of options for getting anything done. That's why he finally buckled and said, yeah, come on over. Even though I don't want you here, I need your paycheck. Come on over. Come on over. He buckled and he said, come on over. Enigma 2025 said she just offended everyone who tries to make a living to survive. Let's watch.
Get a job and help them. A job where? Selling melons on the street?
That's offensive. What's wrong with selling melons on the street? People do what they got to do to survive. Don't say things like that, Chantal.
Anyway, I should maybe have given him more time. I didn't have time.
Yes, you did. She said, I shouldn't have come here so soon. Then she tries to say, I had to do it. No, you didn't. You could have rented a motel room for like at least a couple of weeks and stayed right where you were at. You didn't have to. Nobody forced you to go to Syria. You wanted to because you were alone and you wanted your handsomest man who cannot stand you by your side because you were afraid that if he had too much freedom in Syria, he might find another red room or another girl to be with and drop you. You were afraid of losing him. And why are you so afraid? Because you know he does not love you, Chantal. He does not care. He can't stand you. Deep down, you know that. And that's part of what makes you insecure is knowing that despite all of your money, despite all of your efforts, you can't buy the love. There's no love in him for you. And you're afraid of him having that for somebody else. Because if that somebody else has it and he decides to pursue it, you will completely lose him.
I had to leave before like the first of the month. I didn't want to.
I told her, give me 1 month at least to
1 month, he said.
set everything up. I didn't have friggin' time.
Hey, Nina.
And she's looking at him like, why are you talking? You're saying entirely too much. I'm trying to paint this picture of how much you love me in front of my audience, and you are breaking through the fourth wall. You're shattering the veil. You're telling everyone the complete opposite of what I'm telling them, and you're breaking the illusion that I'm trying to create with everyone, the mirage. Keep telling on her, Salah. I support that. Keep telling on her. All right, here's some interesting information courtesy of Meandering Thoughts saying, by the way, you have to register with Syrian immigration authorities if you plan to stay in Syria for 15 days or more. Foodie Beauty actually said in her stream that she didn't register anywhere and she didn't even seem to understand the question from chat. So she's in Syria illegally again. Meandering Thoughts goes on to say, and this, foreigners staying for this period must register by the 15th day of their stay. You also need a passport and visa, which must be obtained before arrival. So it seems like she has 15 days to register, but also needs a visa, which Foodie Beauty doesn't have as she was smuggled in. Very interesting information. Very interesting. All right, so that's it for the Twitter peeps. And where is my background? StreamYard, you got one job. Why are you messing up? Sorry about that. I just switched back over to the tab and saw it, but that's okay. That is okay. Just a little fix, not a big deal. All right. Now, we're going on to her live, and I will do my best, y'all, to break it up, cut this down. I don't think I can do a react, like one video of this entire live, like 6 hours. Holy crap, man. There's only so much I can do, but I'll do my best. Well, once we get to the halfway point, I'll make a decision. I'll see what's up. All right. So this is Chantal sitting in her apartment, feeling a certain kind of way. Looks like she's been crying. She does look miserable. She looks very sweaty. So tell us all about your day, Foodie, and how happy you are to be there.
Lisa PMAC. Elena. Little Nitty. Oh my gosh, I haven't caught you in a while since BB been years. Hey, Ellie Cat. Yeah, that's crazy. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm okay. How are you? A lot has happened in my life. Barbara, Sandra, Tammy. Hello. Queen. I don't know about that. Canada. Liv. Yeah, movie gal. Made with flowers. So I'm speaking more Arabic. It's like, I need to stop. No, I'm kidding. I need to learn more. Hey, Dream. Princess Peach's cousin. Nice. Ellen, Trixie, Sandra. Please come on more. Sorry, Peachy. Tanya, Mike. Yeah, no problem, Justine. TLS. Hello, Fondue Kimbers. Oh my gosh. Back in the USA. I never lived in the USA. Okay. A. Andre Marie, Dog Paws, Brooke. Getting serious. I don't like the retouch. I like the flawed skin look. I'm tired of the shiny airbrush look. Larry.
Proof that she's been on Twitter because people have been remarking on all her many filters on Twitter. So I guess maybe she decided to dial back all the filters because they were making her face look very unreal, very unrealistic.
Tim, Rosa, the naughty box, Tanya. Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, sorry, my fan is on max. New arc. Hey, Krista, Ida, Catherine, Claire. You're the youngest Beezer, Ashley. Hi, Catherine, Claire. Hey, Gia. You're happy I'm okay? Thank you. Ah, thank you. Samantha, hello. What's up, guys? Let me have some Betty Mai. Hey, Rosa. Scriptgoat. Hey, Shavonda. Well, tell that to Travonda. She hasn't been in my chat. I don't blame her. Meowsers, Sylvie. I look skinnier. I don't fine at all. My health, alhamdulillah. Yeah. Alicia. It looks so hot there. Do I look shiny? I don't know why. I'm not sweaty right now. That's weird.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. So until if you're hot and you've stopped sweating, that means you're going into heat stroke.
But I have been sweating a lot. Yes. I don't bite my nails. It's called cutting them with nail clippers.
More proof that she's been on Twitter because people on Twitter were doing the post, commenting on the fact that her nails are non existent. So that might be a sign of her being unhappy and full of anxiety. So she might be biting her nails down to the quick. And that's why she just made that comment because she's on Twitter and she's watching Twitter to see what people are saying. She wants to know what the comments are. So you just told on yourself, Foodie, the fact that you're on Twitter paying attention to all the comments.
Sometimes I bite them though, like the corn.
Well, it's not just you biting your nails, Chantal. When you get anxious, you also bite on your fingers. You chew on your fingers as if they were pieces of bubble gum.
I always did that. Shy Beauty, hello. Anonymous, the temperature. Actually, guys, it's not even that. Hey, Fernanda. You like, hey, Margie. Laura. Okay, so yeah, I don't even know where to start. Like, I guess I've just been busy,
With what? You're making a blanket statement. With what? Doing what? You're in a house with very limited electricity, no running water. You can't exactly go outside the house and do anything. What exactly have you been doing? Why don't you tell us? Give us some details. Don't just leave it there. Don't say, I've been busy. Doing what? Complaining? Fussing to Salah? What are you busy with?
Got here. And so I'm settling into my new life, which is very different from the life I'm used to. I'll just be honest about that. Not necessarily in a bad way, just in a way. A normal set might seem overwhelming for some people. But do I feel healthier? Yes. But I've only been here a few days, so it's going to be a while. But like, I don't even think about binge eating or
Okay, stop right there. So let's rewind the clock a bit. Let's think about the first live she did from Syria. She was really not computing what was going on. She had just arrived there and she was totally fine. The misery is starting to settle in nicely. She's getting a bit more snippy, and she keeps giving Salah the banana face, and he's getting snippy with her. Just give her a few more days to cook. She'll have a rage. She's getting mouthy, he's getting mouthy. And as far as your comment about, I'm not thinking about bee eating in Syria, that's because you can't. As I've said, it's not that you're in recovery for your food problems, Chantal. It's just that you're dry and you don't have access to the thing that you want. That's all. You're dry. You are without. You can't get on your phone and find a food app and have food delivered. And there's no fast food places in town. You are completely dry of the fast food. And even if you stay in Syria for, let's just say, a couple of months and you're dry, it doesn't mean that you're in recovery, because you could easily fly out of Syria and go somewhere else. And the moment you get to that other place and you have access to those things, you are going to go wild. The addiction monster will wake up and you'll have a bee moment like no other, just because you couldn't have one for the longest. That's all that means. You're dry. The thing that you want is out of your reach, but it does not mean the problem is over.
doing anything like that. Overeating. It's one, it's too hot. I'm too busy. And I just,
Or that, and the fact that you don't have the money you usually have to buy the fast food. Maybe you don't have a whole bunch of feedies sending you money through PayPal.
there's no, like, I don't have access to fast food, like easy access to fast food. I can't order it.
There it is. I don't have access to the food. I would honestly be careful, Chantal, about flaunting money, food, water, electricity, any kind of prosperity. I would be very careful in Syria about flaunting what you have, because it will be noticed. And I'm not saying anything bad about the people in Syria. A lot of them are in a situation where they don't have very much. A lot of people are starving. A lot of people are going without. And then you come walking in, and if you're showing that you've got an abundance of something, it's going to be noticed.
Hey, Emmy.
And that could be bad for you.
One of the most insane things. No, not live here indefinitely. No. Thanks, Nicole. That's okay. It's normal to worry. I mean, when people think Syria, obviously they just think of which is, I mean, it is still a country that's like recovering from being war torn, and there's still.
I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say my thoughts. I'm seriously wondering if the reason why Salah and Chantal are in Syria, and I'm putting my tinfoil hat on, okay? We're just going to put it on for a minute. I am seriously wondering if Chantal being a scammer, him being a scammer, if maybe one of the reasons why they're in Syria is because this one, she's pulled every kind of scam known to man, and she's running out of ideas. If the reason why she's in Syria is because now the new scam is the anxiety scam, like she's run out of content ideas, so let's go to Syria. I'm going to deliberately put myself perhaps in harm's way, get people worried. And if they're worried, they will tune in and watch me, and that will boost the views. Using people's emotions to get better views, like using stress and worry to accomplish a certain goal. I seriously have to wonder that if she's looking that as a plus, getting people worried and keeping them worried.
A lot of unrest and transitional period going on. Hey, plain cheese. I would love to help rebuild. Move to Syria to lose weight. It's not to lose weight. It's to be with my husband, number one, right? Two, even though it's challenging, sometimes I break down and I'm really out of shape. I like to travel, and I get bored as heck in Canada after a few weeks, So
I keep thinking about the reading that Neo Tarot did on Foodie. It's popping into my mind right now. That Chantal may be trying to create a trauma bond with Salah, and thinking that the trauma bond is a way to keep him close, to control him, and elicit some sort of love from him. That if she goes to Syria and they're going through all these rough things together, that's going to create some sort of weird trauma bond between them. And that trauma bond may lead to love. This is codependency, as Neo said, at its most toxic. She absolutely will not let him go. And she's trying every way she could think of to get him to fall in love with her, but he never will. The love just isn't there. He can't stand her. He hates her. And he especially hates her for the fact that she blew up his life in Kuwait. Although, to be fair, he invited her to Kuwait in the first place. And there were many times he could have cut it off, but he didn't because he was so greedy. They're both greedy for the wrong things and using the wrong methods to achieve their goals, which has led them to the place they're both at right now.
So, rebuilding here, rebuilding there. Rebuilding here with Salah and my cat just seems a lot more appealing. Learning a lot. Like when you're put in challenging situations, you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot how to cope with life. You learn a lot about different things, Hey, Chris.
So if you learned a lot about yourself, why aren't you a little bit more humble? Why in this live did Salah say all you do is complain? You're not getting on camera, Chantal, and saying, you know what? I have been such a privileged fool. I have been so soft. I mean, it was a shock to the system to see how things really are here. And I've come to realize that I am just way too privileged. I've been way too soft. And I've been on my high horse and a spoiled brat. And this is giving me one heck of an awakening. You're not coming on camera with that attitude.
Christopher, no North Korea bees. Thank you, Margie. The heat, well, it's been, okay, so the heat, again, if you're put in a situation that, people here adapt, and learning through them, learning through the different options we've had, So basically how it works here for the heat, like, it's not Kuwait, okay? It's not like Middle East heat, like Gulf country heat. It's like, it's pretty much the same heat as Canada. Like right now it's cool. I can feel the cool air coming in the window. I have a fan going though, but so I don't like even Salah. He's kind of new here. He was born and raised. Bear, hello. Thank you. I just put a quick hijab on and yeah, I'm gonna, how am I liking it? Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. Hey, Sarah. Julia as well. She's in the window. Julia. Shubadish. means what are you doing? Okay, so the government, because of the infrastructure, the basically you guys know, 10 years of war completely almost deteriorated the power system here. So you get electricity from the government for 4 hours a day, and it's like spread out 1 hour at a time. 2 to 3 p.m., 2 to 3 a.m., 8 to 9 p.m., 8 to 9 a.m. Okay, that's it. And I have a CPAP, so that, yeah. Oh, so well, the fan came with the apartment. The one fan came with the apartment. So it's only hot really from like 10 a.m. until I'd say maybe 9 until 4:35. Then it cools off and it's much more tolerable.
And then you've got Kevin the rooster. If she's deliberately staying up all night to enjoy the cool air and then trying to sleep during the day, Kevin the rooster is going to keep her up all day. Oh, oops, I messed up. There we go.
He's Syrian, right? He has a Syrian citizen. Got a passport. He's a citizen here. So if I'm not in Kuwait and we want to be together, like,
Oh,
but that's one of the reasons. Everything else is just really personal, and the battery.
you know what's amazing to me? I'm looking in her chat, and I don't know how many Beezers keep saying to her, "You are brave." Mika says, "Wow, Syria, you are one brave woman. I love the traveler soul in you." She's not brave, Mika. She's stupid. Any person who willingly chooses to go to a war-torn country where there is still conflict and it is still highly dangerous is stupid, not brave. She's not brave. I don't know why you guys keep telling her that she's brave. No, she's stupid. Stupid and brave are two different things. They're not even close to each other. She's stupid.
Doesn't run a small fridge. I don't know if we could get a small fridge. We probably could. We may look into that. But I don't really want to just like set up home here when we're probably not going to stay here. Syria. Thank you, Mika. Yeah, it's roughing it. Yeah. And you know what? I need to rough it.
That is so disrespectful. There are so many people in Syria right now that they're going through it. And you're treating Syria as some sort of retreat, some sort of challenge. When they go through hardship every day, all kinds of hardship.
No, that's okay. You guys can ask, but I'm not going to be talking about like really personal things. My plan for this arc while I'm in Syria is actually just going to be like, no, Malaysia, we're not residents there. So having to travel all the time,
And he's not really a resident of Syria, and neither are you. So wouldn't it just make sense to go to Malaysia and stay there where you might have access to more electricity and air conditioning and food? Wouldn't it just make sense for what you do to go somewhere where you can do what you do versus somewhere where you're going to have a lot of problems where you can't?
Yeah, there are a lot of things I enjoy. I'm going to get to that. Stinky person, that's kind of a personal question. Learning the Devka. I did learn a bit, actually. Syria arc. What was I going to say? Barb Martha, welcome to Very Important Universities. Yeah, I know.
Okay, I love this comment. In as on a journey says, not to be mean, but roughing it would be camping. You're in a country where people are genuinely struggling. Yes, yes to that.
People are genuinely struggling here, and I definitely, people think, okay, people are struggling, but like,
She didn't like that person making that comment, pointing out how tone deaf and insensitive she is to what's going on around her. She didn't like somebody smacking her upside the head with truth.
how do I want to say this? Of course, I have empathy for that, like,
You know,
I don't know. I don't really know like what to say about that. Like, I know, like, I wanted to say basically, like, I'm so tired. I'm just like so tired.
see that this is her like trying to get out of the corner that she just put herself in. So she just sat there and said, like, oh, I'm roughing it. And somebody pointing out, ma'am, you're being insensitive saying that. So now she's going to wiggle her way out of the corner and pivot her way out by saying, oh, I'm just so tired. I'm so tired.
There's people struggling, and we feel for them, obviously.
You know. Okay, I don't know what the alarm in the background was about. If that's like a timer to let her know that the power is about to go out, but she does not look pleased at all. And you know what? I'm loving that face right there. Hold still, Chantal. I love that face. You don't look happy. I'm here for your unhappy faces. Thank you. I'll be using that for the thumbnail. But keep going, ma'am.
Hold on.
I have no idea what the alarm was for.
We have water. We have a water tank. So a big water tank. That's how the buildings, they fill up a water tank. You have water. Internet. So yeah, that's about it.
Nick Lana says, girl, be real. You wish you were at home eating edibles and gyros. Yep, she sure does. Or is it gyros? Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing it right. Gyros?
I guess. So I'm gonna do vlogs, like vlogs for like travel vlogs kind of thing, and then live streams here. People are racist. Okay, we need to kick them out. I don't have any mods in here, I guess. So
yeah, there was one mod earlier, but I saw the mod in question, and the mod was like, well, I'm modding for another chat. I have to go. So strangely enough, there are no mods in Chantal's chat. Where is everybody? Where is Teardrop? Where's Tracy? Where are her mods? What's going on there? Normally she has like 5 or 6 mods. Where they all go?
oh well. Whatever. Okay, hi everybody I missed. Sorry.
And you know what? Even if she has no mods in her room, you guys see, when I do my tarot lives, I manage to do my live and do the tarot readings, and I moderate the chat. Like, I handle my business. I don't just rely on the mods to do all the work. If there's no mods, that's fine. I'll take over and mod my chat. I'll handle it. And she can't do that?
What was I gonna say? So yeah, what are we doing? Hey, Scapegoat. Oh no, I didn't even know you were here. Hey, Marilla. If you're working, it's okay. Hey, YouTube lover. I'm probably not going to be long right now. I'll try to go live more tomorrow, but we're still like getting everything working, like the solar It's been a pain in the, you know what? There's just like always.
I'm just going to say it. I think there's a reason why she went for 6 hours tonight, because she knows her check this month is going to be bad. Her Google AdSense check is going to be terrible. She missed 2 entire weeks where she wasn't doing anything. And then the 2 weeks that were left, she didn't do much of anything either. Her check is going to be smaller than she thinks. And I don't know if she's lying to Salah about her Google AdSense check and he's sticking around for the Google AdSense money, but Salah, the money she does get from Google on the 21st, there's not going to be much. No. He might be getting very angry if he thinks that she's getting a lot of money on the 21st and she doesn't get much of anything. He's going to be mad that he got lied to.
A problem that we have to fix, and we're just busy with that, and
maybe that's another reason why she went to Syria. Now that I'm thinking about it, wait a minute. Maybe that's why she went to Syria. Because she knows how small her Google AdSense check is going to be on the 21st. Today is the 6th. There's quite a bit of time before the 21st. The month just started. But if he told her, give me a month, and yet she knew that her check was going to be really tiny, which was not going to make him happy, and there was the possibility that if she did not send him money, or the money that he was asking for or that he needed, that he would ghost her, of course, she's going to erase her little butt over there and get next to him before he finds out that her check is smaller than intended and he blows up. She might be thinking, I have to get him locked in with me before he has a chance to take off. Because if I'm in Canada and he's in Syria and then the 21st rolls around and there's not much money, he might be so angry that I blew up his life, and then afterwards I don't have any money to send him, he will ghost me. I think that's what happened. She wanted to get there and get established with him before he finds out that her check this month from YouTube is going to suck.
Constantly visiting people, and I just mean the way the Syrian, the Arab culture, I guess in general, maybe, and it's a wonderful thing, okay? But I'm someone who is very I'm from Canada, and
me and some of the people in Chantal's chat, they are just so in need of attention. They all think they're special. Like this person, No Sugar, saying, you're ignoring me. Ma'am, she's doing a live chat. Do you see how many people are in the chat? It's not just you. Calm down. Why do people get agitated when someone that is the content creator doesn't address them directly? The person who's the content creator, they're trying to do a live chat. They're in their head. They're going through their thoughts, and they're trying to express their thoughts and talk to people in the chat too. And if you got a lot of people in chat, it may be hard to address every single person. You may miss a couple of people or a few people or not be able to give a reply right away. But man, the amount of attention hungry people in her chat is crazy. Y'all need to calm down and have a cup of tea.
I'm not used to that. People being so welcoming, even in this building, the neighbors, if you want to just come home and walk in your building, a lot of people will keep their door open to keep the cool air circulating. And it's they'll basically, as soon as they see you, come.
Stinky Peterson says, why don't you film that kind of stuff? That process is actually interesting. Exactly. If you're in Syria and you're having to adjust to a new way of living and being, Show us the process. Like, what do you do differently? How are things done differently? How do you get your needs met? That would be interesting content.
Come, like pad, like sit, have, eat, like whatever they're eating, it doesn't matter. They'll let you eat, like eat, have some tea, have some coffee, have some watermelon, have some shisha, have some, like, and then they want you to stay to meet other people that are coming over, and it's just like constant invites from just random like people that you meet. Like I don't know how to explain it. But like I'm getting used to it. It's like, and they're so nice. Like I don't know how, like just so hospitable. Like they don't have much, but what they do have, they will give you. Like they'll share.
You know what, Chantal? I really hope that you are not in Syria telling people that you're pregnant just to get extra food out of people who are already struggling. I hope that you're not doing that. I hope that you are not so low that you will actually take food out of the mouths of people who actually need it by lying and saying that you're pregnant just to get extra food to satisfy your gluttony. You better not be doing that.
And yeah, we're like that too, but I'm getting used to that kind of lifestyle. So once I have everything set up, the apartment fully cleaned, consistent power, some cold water in my stock thing. We have a kettle. I can, invite people too, but your first neighbors were, yes, Barbara, yeah, and they were poor.
And this person just echoed my thoughts. Noctar Swigo says, hopefully you are not taking resources from the locals. I'm hoping that too. I hope she's not doing that. I really hope she's not doing that because that would just be foul.
Giggling incessantly, nonstop. Yes. No, living good life. It's okay. It's all right. You don't need to send money. Ready, set, readies. You live in your time zone. Oh, you want to be mod? Okay. I'll keep that in mind. No sugar. I appreciate that. They know what you went through in the West. They know you're a celebrity. No.
Oh, Noctar again saying, but you shouldn't take anything from them. They don't have very much. No, they don't. I mean, you're over there like flashing cash on camera. You shouldn't be taking anything from the locals. If anything, you should be giving to the locals. Although that could be a bit dangerous because you're advertising that you have plenty enough that you can give stuff away. That might be very dangerous. You shouldn't be taking anything from the locals either. If they have food, don't take their food. If they have water, don't take their water. Don't take anything from anybody who lives locally.
Nescafe bees. No, Arabic coffee bees. Arabic. Yes, we have solar power. But there's like an issue with the storage battery. During the day, مو مشكلة. Like the electricity will work, right? Because there's sun. But the storage battery for night, there's something wrong with it, of course.
I wonder if that's on purpose. I wonder if that is on purpose. If he didn't purposely like sabotage the battery, Salah did, so that she wouldn't get too comfortable and she would not want to stay there. If he did that, that's smart. Like don't let her get too comfortable. Don't let her get comfortable at all. Make her uncomfortable because when she's uncomfortable, she will move and she will leave.
Of course. When you don't have TV or internet. Exactly. That's what I mean. It's like taking a step back in time, but it's good because it's like, it's a different way of life, like that I've not experienced, So for me, it's like interesting and like, it's rough, like on my body, like I'm visibly tired because my body is in shock. Like it's not used to sweating, moving, anything, like nothing. It's just not used to it.
Noctar says there's a food shortage there. You shouldn't take too much. Nope.
I don't know. It will humble. Yes, it humbles you.
Oh, and on sidebar, side news, I don't know if you guys have heard, but there is a tropical storm named Chantal. No, I'm not kidding. Yes, I'm being for real. There is a tropical storm named Chantal.
You appreciate the comforts, yeah, and it's like whatever. Like I don't even really care about like AC. Like obviously, it's like I would almost feel bad having AC and using all the power grids, like using AC, like when we're like when we barely have power, like whatever. I can live without a fridge, whatever. Food is really cheap here, you know. Um, honestly, like I was like people are just vending stuff on the street, like fresh fruits and vegetables. It's like melon season. It's like amazing, like the real food, you know. You drive down the street and you can like I don't know, you can smell the olive trees. Like people make fresh like the olive oil is like amazing. And it's so good for you. I'm not even sweaty, but I'm shiny. It's weird. I'm not
Sounds like the beginning of heat stroke if you're not sweating.
hot. Hey Tracy. Anyways, I'm behind. I've been filming clips. I've been filming, especially driving around different areas. Um, it was like so like surreal and like heartbreaking. Um, be driving around and the streets like it's just full of. I took video, but it's like full of buildings that are just bombed, like just war torn. And if they're not bombed, that they have like littered with bullet holes, and it's just like insane to think that like there were families living there, you know. So it's like it's really emotional, and it's very humbling, and you know, like I have nothing but utmost respect for the culture and the people. They've just been so like they're just so nice. Like it is, yeah. The guys with the guns, well, they're basically I don't know if they're part of they must be part of the new regime or whatever. I don't know. But where's Salah? He's here. He's resting. They have homemade French fries. Yeah. Batata. Yo,
Yeah, you know what I'm noticing? It just occurred to me. Why isn't Sala in the chat modding for her? If he's right there and he's got nothing to do, why is he not modding for her?
you can get like a falafel this big, full of salad and a few potatoes, like fried potatoes. I think it was like 60 cents or something. It's like super cheap. The food is just like amazing. There's no problem there. And honestly, I've been eating like, other than when we visit people and they're constantly feeding you.
Oh boy. Why is it that all of her regulars are all showing up at the same time? You got Scapegoat, you got Tracy TX, you got Nicole, you got Anime. They all showed up at the same doggone time. Were y'all talking somewhere and decided, hey, we should make an appearance in Chantal's chat?
You know, sometimes I'm just like, la shukran, like, no, no, thank you. And it's just, they don't take no for an answer because they're so nice. You saw? Yeah, he's from Syria, Denise. Hi, Essay. My diabetes, yeah, I mean, I take my metformin, but hey, Simply. Um, so they're just, I guess they're just cops or military. There's like, basically they have like these little outposts. There'll be like some tires dividing the way,
Okay, moving on.
do things. Anyways, so we're at the park. We're having a really good time, and we go to leave, and really, really close. Like it startled me. We hear like bang, bang, like shotgun, like a gun noises. And I was like, firecrackers? And so I was like, I think someone probably got shot. And I was like, what? Like my heart sank into my stomach because I realized then like there's still groups of there's a lot of still contention between certain groups.
Yep, we told you. It's a war-torn country, and there is still conflict, and you did not want to listen.
Of people like different religious groups.
And if, of course, Chantal's going to hear noise and say, oh, it's firecrackers. Only she would think that. Firecrackers.
Etc. here. But we went home we went home, whatever, to where we were visiting. And on the news, apparently there was somebody got shot and killed 50 meters from our car. 50 meters. So I was like, I felt sick. Like, I was like, wow, you know, like, I don't know. That was like a reality. But then I realized, do you know how many pew-pewings happen in like the United States? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it happens in other countries. It's just maybe for different reasons. Well, summer solstice, when was the last school pew-pewing in the United States?
You're so tired, Chantal.
Right? So I'm just saying, it's not like Syria, you know, I'm not saying Syria's.
Stephanie says, stop. Over there is nothing like here. Cat Lou says, Foodie, apples and oranges, please. Stinky Peterson says, the ratio is not the same, ding dong.
As safe as the US. I'm just saying that those kind of things do happen as well elsewhere.
You know what, Chantal? Let me tell you something. Your narrative changes based on where you are. If you're living in Canada, Canada is the greatest place. But then if you move over to Kuwait, suddenly Kuwait is the greatest place and Canada sucks. Now you're in Syria and you're going to have positive things to say about Syria. But if you ever went back to Canada, you'd be trash talking Syria. Like, you are not a person with solid thoughts and solid conviction about your thoughts. Your opinions and your feelings changed on where you are and where you make your home base. You will abandon one place for another if you feel that the next place gives you some sort of benefits or advantage. It's all about where can I get more resources to keep things going. That's all it is.
Hi, Pajami. So that was kind of like scary for me. That was probably the only scary.
And there are people in her chat right now that they're looking at this whole thing about who she is and what's going on. They're like, I don't want to see the end of this. I don't want to know. Uma says, yeah, she's not going to survive this arc. I'm out. Like, people are just that scared. They're like, I got a bad feeling. I got a real bad feeling about this. And I don't want to see the end result or what could be. So I'm out.
Scary thing that happened, but then I was just like, whatever, you know, like.
Yeah, and I agree with this person. Swag Daddy says, stop weaponizing school pew-pewings to prove a point. Yeah, stop doing that, Chantal. Stop it. It's bad enough that you did that embarrassing live where you were embarrassing the crap out of yourself. You were bombed out of your mind on alcohol and you were doing the finger guns to pumped up kicks. It was bad enough you were doing that. And it was also really bad that you put a blown up picture of one of the grieving mothers on your community post and kept it there. A woman who just lost her child. You're still trying to weaponize school pew-pewings? For what purpose? You really need to stop.
I don't think that. I think they have a certain target in mind when they do that. And I'm not political. I stay out of that. You know, I just want to come here and be with my husband, appreciate the good side of the culture, because when people think of Syria, that's all they think of. All they think of is the, terrorism, blah blah blah, negativity.
Chantal, you are in Syria right now. And you're sitting in a place, although it may be uncomfortable for you, you're still sitting in a place where you really don't have much in the way of rights. And you're not going to go anywhere. And you're not going to do much. You can't go anywhere without Salah. You can't go take a drive by yourself. No, 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 no. Can't do that. Can't go sneaking off to the Starbucks. Can't go sneaking off to the BK and the KFC and the McDonald's. We're probably not going to see much of Syria. If you're smart, you won't show us much of Syria. You'll spend the minimum amount of time there and you will get gone someplace else. You would not cause problems in Syria if you're smart.
And there's like, I want to be a person who shows like a different side and not focus on that on my channel, but it is a reality. So there's going to be some instances, like when I show you some of the buildings, it's unavoidable. It's everywhere. And there are people living in those ruins. There's people living there. Like,
Chantal, I don't know what you're going to show us of Syria. I would like to make a request. I would like to request from you to be respectful of Syria, to be respectful of the people that live in Syria. Show them some respect. Whatever it is you show us, be respectful in what you show. Do not be exploitative, which is something that you often do. Do not exploit people, places, things. Be respectful in your approach and stay respectful. Like, give that a try. Because if you show footage of anything and you are being exploited, it's just going to feel gross. It's really going to feel gross.
Well, I mean, I've never heard, I'm not used to hearing like gunshots, so I didn't know. It sounded like fireworks to me, like firecrackers or something. So, but yeah, it's also not like you guys think. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, there was a lot more of that stuff going on in like 2012, 2000, you know what I mean? Like, it's basically a revolution happening right now. So yes, there's still a lot of danger. But
Inez on a journey says, I don't think you can afford to be ignorant where you are. Nah, she really can't.
I don't feel as unsafe as like people probably think I should, So yeah. Anyway, I never said Canada was as bad with gunshots. What are you talking about? Yeah, Salah worries for me. He was definitely worried about me coming here and tried to warn me a million times, and I was like, well, I don't want to leave you in this without like.
Okay, Summer Solstice says you don't know what we think about Syria. People have food insecurity. Infrastructure is terrible. You'll end up with cholera or dysentery disease is everywhere.
I worry about him every single day. I'd rather be here with him.
And what are you worried about with Salah? Do you think he's as helpless as you? I don't think so. You're much more helpless than he is. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for you to be stronger and more independent of Salah and that you're trusting him with everything. I would think you'd be the one in control. But he's not as helpless as you, Chantal. He can move around. He can do things. You can't. You were just worried that he might find someone someone that was more appealing than you, he might find a better deal and drop you on your head. I think deep down, you know, he is angry about the way things played out in Kuwait. You got to know he's mad. I mean, this whole thing with you and Salah, it was supposed to be a romance scam with extra money attached. He was supposed to get with you, stick with you. You guys make the couples channel. He gets some extra subs and money on his gaming channel. Maybe the gaming channel blows up. The couples channel blows up. He gets money from your main channel. There's money coming in multiple ways. And all he has to do is just entertain you and be your on-camera husband and maybe go get your food. Sounds like a good deal, right? Just be someone's caretaker or go run their errands, and there's all kinds of money coming at you. And look what happened. He had to leave Kuwait because of you. You caused a big embarrassing mess for him. Now he's in Syria, where he does not want to be. He wanted to go to Canada. Are you still stringing him along, Chantal, and making him think that he can get to Canada? Although you've known all along, there's no way you can help him get to Canada. Are you still stringing him along and making him think that there's some way it can happen, and that's why he's there? And then once he figures all the way out, it's never going to happen, he will drop you? But you're clinging desperately to him until he figures the whole thing out finally?
I'm going through it. Like, I love him. He's my husband. And
You don't love him. You don't love Salah. You don't love him. If you loved Salah, if you really loved him, Chantal, you would let him go. If you really cared for him, the way you say that you do, you would say to yourself, you know, he really doesn't care about me. And I've tried and I've tried and I've tried, and the feelings just aren't there. I know he's not happy with me. I know I make him miserable. The kindest thing I can do is just let him be free. Let him go find whoever it is that he's supposed to find. And me too. I can go find the person that I want to be with, because deep down I know I'm still attached to a certain somebody. So it doesn't make sense the two of us be together and stop each other from where we're supposed to be. You settled for Salah. He is not the one you really want to be with. The one you really want to be with is back in Canada. And you will never be happy with Salah. The only reason why you're with Salah is because you can't be with the one you really want to be with. But if that certain person made one phone call and said, come on back, I'm ready, you would drop Salah in a hot minute. You would go. You would go. But you're hanging on to Salah because he's the last one in line. There is no one ready to take his place. There's nobody taking a number behind Salah to replace him if he disappears. Because you can't throw the same game around that you did years ago. You don't have the money to throw that game around. You can't entice a man to be near you and put up with you with as little as your paychecks are pulling in. Ain't no man gonna do it. They're gonna look at you, they're gonna look at your lack of money, and they're gonna say, no ma'am, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Salah was the last sucker in line, and there are no others. So you're hanging on to him because you need a man around. Without a man around, you don't know what to do with yourself. So you're hanging on to the last one, even though that last man can't stand you and wanted you to wait to come to Syria. And you didn't want to wait because you had a feeling, I'm sure, you had that woman's intuition that was telling you he's getting ready to ghost your ass. So you better get on over there before that happens. And that's exactly what you did. You ran over there before he could ghost you.
And you know. Other than that one incident, it's been totally, the people are amazing. Hey, Diego. Um, were Salah's friends phased? Not at all. No. So, move to Malaysia. I don't really want to move to Malaysia, Nicole. You know, I think once it's a rough setup and it's a different lifestyle. Like for, you know, you guys comfortable at home with your AC, TVs on, everything. I get it. We can buy a TV here. I mean, it's not like we can't have TV, but you adapt. You just live within the means that you have where you are. You know, I would rather be here with like limited electricity than depressed in that apartment in Canada. I don't know. Kidnap arc.
I seriously doubt that. I'm sure that if she could just teleport herself back to that apartment, she might have a whole new appreciation for the conveniences that she had there, even though she would be alone and that would suck for her. She would have a new appreciation for being in that room right there, right now.
I don't think they usually kidnap Canadians, and there hasn't been any in a long time. They're not as they're more rare, and they don't happen usually in like in Damascus, and you know it's usually when they were happening. It was happening in like Rika, Aleppo, like really far from me. So, um, I'm not saying it's not possible. It is, but it's a risk I'm living with. I know the risks.
Yeah, you know what? This person, Carrie H, brings up a great point. Carrie H says, those aren't the only two options, though. You don't have to be stuck in an apartment alone in Canada. Lots of other options. Yeah, she chose to be basically stuck in an apartment in Canada. She could have had the apartment. She could have spent her time decorating it, making it nice and cute, and making it cozy, and then going out and just like exploring the area and seeing what's out there and meeting people. I mean, there was probably a whole lot to do. It's just that she did not want to make a whole different routine based on being alone and functioning alone. She wants to find a guy that she can turn into kind of a surrogate father because she's got daddy issues. She wants a man in her life to act like her father and take care of her. And that way she can just sit on her butt and do nothing and be responsible for nothing and not have to even have a thought in her head.
You know, Julia's safe. I will guard her with my life.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You and Salah took that car ride. You didn't take Julia with you when you could have.
Pumpy, really? But the new regime does not, they're investigating that pew pewing. According to the news, they do not condone innocent civilians being unalived like that. It's not legal, you know? So. Oh, you pretty girl, come say hi to the people.
Oh, God. Leave Julia alone.
Oh, I love you. No, no. Why are you snobby?
Chantal, let her go. She doesn't like you. It's amazing to me. You had cats for years and you still never figured that out. Cats are a law all unto themselves. You cannot force yourself on a cat. You can't force them to like you or love you or be bonded to you. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you just got to deal with it. Cats choose their person. You are not her person.
Disease? What disease?
Like diseases in the water, idiot.
I know people worry. I understand that, you know. I don't fault you for that. Gonna try, Nicole. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna try. I know there's risks, you know, like if there does happen to break out more war and more, stuff like that, they might close the airspace and I won't be able to leave. Some things like that might happen. And
You know what? I could be wrong, but I'm wondering if in Chantal's twisted stalker predator brain, she might look at them shutting down the airspace, if that happens, as a good thing. She might twist that in her mind as, oh, they shut down the airspace. That means Salah is forever trapped with me. He can't get away from me and I can't get away from him. She might look at that as a positive thing. She might romanticize it.
I like, how can I leave, like, I don't know, how can I leave my husband, like, hey Gabriel? I would rather worry about those things happening to me than me, like, being so, oh no, I can't. I don't want to live in Turkey. They have cat food. We use natural cat litter, red clay, like red sand.
So she's in Syria and they're not using regular cat litter for, I guess, Julia's litter box. They're using actual sand. And unfortunately, it is not sterilized sand, which means there might be sand fleas and everything all up in the sand. Poor Julia.
Um, no, has nothing to do with that. Is he able to be in your videos? Yeah, he can. He's just preferring not to right now. Um, yeah, they have hospitals, they have university, they have, yeah, I mean, yeah, they do. Um, if he loved you, he would want you to leave. He didn't want me to come here. So, but I do what I want with my life. So, yeah. Um, Syria has the best healthcare in the world. Maybe he's just being a bit patriotic, that's all, when he said that. They do have some smart doctors, though. Apparently, especially a lot of people, every person I met was like, I used to be 140 kilos. Uh, and yes, we've hung out with people that were fat. So, or not fat in a derogatory way, but bigger. I don't.
Am I wrong in thinking that Foodie is basically structuring this whole thing in Syria in her head is she's looking at it as a sort of fat camp? Like, I'm going to Syria to lose weight. Like, she's honestly looking at things like that.
Like, people think everyone's just like starving here. Like, there is poverty, but no sugar, baby girl. Just keep yourself away from troubles. I love you, and I keep you in my prayers. And please give us some infos once in a while. Thank you, no sugar. Appreciate you. I'm working on. I haven't been able to edit anything, but I still haven't gone down to, like, downtown Damascus, like old. I don't know if you'd call it downtown, but XSFZX45. Love you. Please stay safe. Thank you. Appreciate you. Uh,
Larry Mondello says, are you the biggest beezer there, though? I'm sure she is. I'm sure with everything going on in Syria, there's not many people walking around that are around basically close to 600-pound range. I'm sure she sticks out like a sore thumb.
I might, if I have to leave, I might not be able to. That's a reality I have to live with.
And I have heard, I don't know how true this information is, I have heard that over in Syria, if you see someone who is, say, very obese, there's maybe an assumption that the person is wealthy because they're fat, where most people might be starving or food deprived. So people might think that she's got more money than what she actually has because of her weight.
If something happened. Um, so yeah. Hey Victoria. Well, we've just been busy doing a lot. Like,
Like what? You keep saying that, but you won't say what. What are you doing?
you know, going out and doing things that are not involving watching TV. Like
I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. And this is why. Because if there is a whole situation with the electricity going on and off, on and off, on and off, I'm going to take a guess. Here's my guess. I think that Foodie, because it is so hot right now, that she is staying up all night just to take advantage of the cool air. Like she'll stay up in the evening, all of the evening hours, just to try to sleep all day. And then when she wakes up near the evening, she's up for the cooler air. Does that make sense? I don't think she's up during the day. I think she tries to sleep during the day, although she may not be getting much sleep, because if it's hot, even if you try to sleep while it's hot, you're going to wake up tired. You're going to wake up drained and crabby. But I think that she's very much doing the night owl hours right now because of the temperature. So I don't think she's running around during the daytime when she's tired. I think she sleeps during the day when she's tired.
you know, don't have TikTok here. Don't have a lot of social media apps. Having picnics like on the ground, having shawarma, really delicious picnics, going to visit different sites. No, I didn't say I'm spending the rest of my life here, did I? I'm here for now. Yes, I filmed a lot of it, but I just haven't had time to edit. Something like that, Barbara. Yeah, it's being ready for us.
You know, I don't know if Chantal's going to take off from Syria and go elsewhere, maybe somewhere alone without Salah, maybe somebody where with Salah, but her YouTube paycheck is not until the 21st, and that's quite a ways away. And her YouTube check is not going to be that great anyhow. So I don't know if she's waiting on that YouTube check to do something, but the money you have coming from YouTube is not going to be that great, Chantal.
In your honor, I'll order something and so yeah, we have a shower. We like whenever I arrived, it just so happened that our water tank was depleted. There's a huge water tank, like a water tank on top of the building, and it was empty. So everyone has to pay an amount, and the guy comes all over the streets, and sometimes they block the streets. It's annoying.
So when is the last time you've had a shower? I mean, I did see that small blog that you did of the room that you stayed in before you came to Syria to be with Salah. And people on Twitter pointed out like there was no water droplets on any of the products in the bathroom. You did not take a shower. You don't like showers. You don't like getting wet. You are allergic to water. And you're a woman of a bigger size. You should be taking at least 2 or 3 showers a day, not just for your comfort, but also for your health, just to make sure that there are no skin infections or anything like that. And you're not showering. You should be showering. So when is the last time you had a shower? You have to know, Chantal, you stink. You've got to be smelling quite ripe right about now.
Because the streets are so narrow. Sometimes there's a water truck in the street you want to go down, but I mean, they have to fill the water tanks. You see the water tanks everywhere with a big hose. They're refilling the tank. So the tank got refilled that day. We had water to flush the toilet, water to shower. You can drink tap water here in some parts of the country.
I wouldn't. I'd be boiling that tap water just in case. just in case. I would be looking up the area and how safe the water is before I go drinking it straight from the tap. I'd be boiling it though. If I needed water to drink, I'd be boiling it first, just to be on the safe side.
Country, but not. I don't think in here. Here. Poor Shmi. Actually, I sent her some pictures, and she said I look really happy, and she's worried, obviously, but I'm 41. I'm a married woman, and don't know. Just
Chantal, you are so lying. Your mom is worried. And she knew she couldn't stop you going to Syria to be with Salah. I mean, what can she do? You're 41 years old. What can she do to stop you? She's not happy that you're there. She's worried. But she knows there's really not much she can do to stop you. But you claim all the time how much you love your family, and yet you do things all the time to make them worry.
it's how I like to live my life. Hey, Bear. I said hi, but I know. How are you holding up? Are you feeling a bit better? My skin is glowing. It's from sweating every day. Yes. Yeah. So we have a pretty big place. It's a really nice, it's a big kitchen. It just needs to be cleaned. We have a washer. But I'll have to hang up my clothes to dry. Hi, Vanna. They have people on the side of the road selling gasoline. Yeah, it's not the same. I'm not comparing like the pew pew wings, but I mean, it's kind of the same because you don't know when that's going to happen, in either situation.
Okay, like she's just like blah blahing about stuff. When does Salah come in? That's when they start arguing. I'm looking for that part.
Where we'll be going, yeah. And a lot of people grow their food, yep. Will I go visit Turkey? Probably not anytime soon, Nikki T. I did go to the airport. I did arrive in the airport there, but melon detox. Yes, cold fruit, salads, Mimi. The Mediterranean Sea. Man, like I said, the ride from Lebanon into Syria was like, the mountains are so nice. Yes, watermelon is really good for you. If you eat it in moderation there, like it is still high in natural sugar. Potential to be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I still have my medication. I haven't been on insulin in forever, so.
Yeah, so she's there with no insulin. She just has probably the medication that she re-upped before she left. That's all she's got.
But I do have my monitor, so my blood sugars have not been super spiking at all, so.
So yeah, I wonder why. Isn't that something? You're in a place with no fast food. You can't use your food apps. Isn't it something how things start improving once you cut down on the fast food?
Your parents are from Iraq?
And I'm betting that you're not running to the bathroom every 5 minutes either, because that usually happens only after you go nuts with the food.
Oh, nice, Martisha. No, it's just so. Even before the whole doxing thing happened, I was complaining to you guys at night. Like I was just so lonely and.
Yeah, and you know what? You were looking for a way out. You were going wild in your head. You were spinning your wheels in your head, thinking to yourself, I don't want to be here. The tax man is looking for me, and Salah is somewhere else, and I don't know what he's up to. I can only guess, given our history, given his history. I bet I know what he's up to, and I don't like thinking about it. You were devising a way to get out of there. So you self-sabotaged on purpose. You doxed your own place, showing different details, showing the entire inside of the place, knowing what that would lead to, and looking forward to it. You wanted out of there and you wanted to go back to Salah.
I'd rather be here dealing with this with Salah. Like, I don't, you know.
You know what your problem is, Chantal? You look at Salah as a security blanket, although there is no security in that blanket. And he's not going to cover you. He's not going to just cover you and give you security and keep you warm. But you're like a child holding on to somebody like a security blanket and you won't let them loose.
Yeah, the processed foods, just like, I gotta watch, you know, how many olives I eat, but the salt. And I'm not saying I'm gonna live here like forever. That's definitely not the plan. But I'm here for now, and I want to make the best of it. And yeah, it's a furnished apartment, but no fridge. Yes, the olive trees grow olives, and you could smell the olives. Yeah. Yes, stay with your husband. Exactly. Yes. But now that I am here, of course, he's happy that I'm here, and we're just happy to be together.
Nah, you're not happy to be together. He says in this live stream, I told you not to come. He did not want you there. He was not missing you. He told you to stay away for 30 more days. You weren't missing him. He wasn't missing you. You just want to get control over him again.
Yeah, I did research. Yeah, somewhat. I mean, yeah, as much, you know, I'm still learning, but really, pajami Lebanese food. Yeah, basically Syrian, Lebanese, Palestinian, Jordan. The Levantine area has very similar. They share dishes. So
Okay, you know what? I'm waiting. She's in the. I have to capture this moment. It's about to go dark. She's about to go lights out.
together. Yeah, I did research. Yeah, somewhat. I mean, yeah, as much, you know, I'm still learning, but really, pajami Lebanese food. Yeah, basically Syrian, Lebanese, Palestinian, Jordan. The Levantine area has very similar. They share dishes. So, you know. The food actually looks really good. All the vendors in the Middle East, the town, they sell some amazing looking food, and shawarma looks. Have you ever had shawarma? It's really good. No, they have supermarkets.
She's still talking about freaking food in Syria. Still talking about freaking food.
There's one huge market. I don't know. It's like city's town or town center.
Chantal, stop talking about food. You're not getting it. Your obsession, your addiction for food is not everybody else's obsession and addiction. I don't know how you're not getting that.
They have an entertainment city full of like carnival rides. They have like things like that you wouldn't think. Yeah. Olive tree time. Oh no.
There it is. Her lights went out.
This happens sometimes, guys. The power goes out. Ah! Shoot. Time to go to a 5-star hotel. I'm charging my phone on a power bank, so it doesn't matter. But you can't see me, Annie. Just as I'm telling you how I'm okay here. I guess not. I guess I have to wait till the morning, I guess. Hey, it's 1 a.m. The power will come in 1 hour? Crap. It's okay, hon. مو مشكلة عادي. Come in here beside the window, Tal. Wait, guys.
Everybody's telling her to go get some candles or get a flashlight. I don't think she has either one.
Come sit near the window. Do you feel the...
My phone, but it's the battery.
No, we have...
Okay, here we go. So they're both in the dark now. Electricity is going to be out for a while. It's about to get spicy.
The spare phone. Here. The buildings block the natural air, but when you're in the valleys and the country, you don't even need, you know. When the sunlight comes out, like sun maybe 6 a.m., we'll have power, so I can just sleep then. I was telling them, like the solar panel works, right?
No, it doesn't. Is it all set up? Wait a minute. I'm kind of confused. First, she said they're not going to stay there for very long. So why would money be spent to get solar set up in a place that you are not going to live for an extended period of time? I mean, you got to pick one or the other. Either you are going to put down roots and set up housekeeping somewhere, or you're not, and then go somewhere else shortly thereafter.
So whenever the sun comes out at Fajr or like 5:36, we'll have full power. It's in a few hours. So I can just sleep then. I'm not even tired. What?
Now the government electric will come after 40 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Then I hope it will charge a little bit, the solar.
Ah.
Maybe it can stay also 1 hour extra. Then after 2 hours, will be 5 a.m. The sun will start to rise. And then we'll charge only maximum half of the battery. Then it will return it.
Yeah.
And get better new one. Every piece was new, only this battery. Because
Like, I don't know what Chantal's thinking as far as solar power. You need more than just the solar panels. You need like a whole setup that has everything all hooked together. Meow Meow says, get a solar powered generator. Charge it in daytime, then it will get you through the power outages. How easy is postal delivery there? I just bought one on Amazon for $75. Well, I don't know if she can get delivery there.
It's expensive a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll get the battery in one.
I know I look like crap. I'm putting my filter on. Okay, there you go. It's for you guys. No, I can't use my CPAP now, but I'm not tired. Like, alhamdulillah, I'm not tired now. Because there's been times where I'm dead tired and I've had to wait. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, thank you guys. It's okay. I know you guys think, why would you willingly put yourself through this? Like, honestly, I feel bad that people have to deal with this. Now, the new Syrian government signed big deals with Qatar and other Arab countries, like rich ones. So they're going to have all new power infrastructure in the coming years. So anyway, that's a good sign. You're laughing at me? Go for it. Wouldn't be anything new in my life. Misery bees. I'm not.
Yeah, it's so strange how Chantal, she watches the reactors and she watches the tarot readers and she pays attention to what everybody's saying everywhere on YouTube, on Twitter. And if she sees anything that might sound like something that could happen, then she will do her doggonest to make sure that it doesn't happen. Like if the tarot readers say, like, we feel like Salah is going to ghost her, then she's going to be rebellious and defiant and make sure that he can't ghost her. You see? She will make sure that the things that the tarot readers say don't come true. Like she will work overtime. She will spend any amount of money just to be able to say, you guys were wrong. All you're doing, Chantal, is making yourself a bigger fool. And you're just putting off the inevitable. But you can't put it off forever. What's going to happen is what's going to happen. Do you understand? It's just going to happen. By running back to Salah the way that you did, in an effort to keep some egg off your face, what ended up happening is that you went from a few eggs being thrown on your face to the entire truck of eggs being thrown on your face. You made yourself into a bigger fool just because you didn't want to be without him.
Miserable. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. We'll have you, like Salah said, you have to just plan your life differently. That's all. Can we go in the car somewhere? I would take you guys out, but it's like that. I don't know if the internet. Remember the last time? We only worry. Likely not in your lifetime. Well, you don't know that well, Kat. You're not a god, are you? It'll take decades. Well, hopefully not. Choosing this life is crazy. Well, I am crazy, so. I don't know about Salah, but I don't really want to go to Malaysia and then like have to travel every 3 months.
But that's going to be your life, though. No matter where you go, it doesn't matter where you go in the world, whether it's Kuwait or Syria or Malaysia, Chantal, you're essentially on the run because you don't want to go home to Canada and deal with your taxes. Wherever you decide to take up residence, you're going to have to do visa runs. Just because you want to avoid adulting and responsibility and accountability. This is the life that you've set up for yourself now.
Carolina, how's it going? Thank you, Carolina. People would kill for your life in Canada. Maybe I took that for granted.
You did. You did take it for granted. You took a lot of things for granted. The fact that you were making ridiculous amounts of money doing practically nothing. You took it for granted. You not only took your money for granted and the fact that you're on YouTube for granted, you took your family for granted. Took a lot of things for granted, you spoiled, rotten brat.
I don't now, but...
Yeah, you don't now. Of course you don't now. Like, you're seeing a whole different life. And I hope this whole experience that you're going through in Syria, maybe eating a little bit of humble pie will do you some good because you need it. You need to get off your high horse. You need to stop taking things for granted. You need to be grateful and thankful for the life that you have. You've needed that for the longest.
Like, maybe I'm just, because grew up spoiled.
Yeah, and that's the fault of your parents. That's the fault of your family. They brought you up that way when they shouldn't have. They should not have spoiled and indulged you. But they did.
I don't know. I wasn't happy there. Like, especially without Salah.
So what you're saying is you need a man around to be happy. And yet you're in Syria with Salah right now, but you're not happy because later on in the stream, he's going to tell us that you're complaining every single day, every single minute. He's airing out your dirty laundry all over you. So you're with Salah. Why are you complaining so much? If he's the source of your happiness, why are you not happy? Why are you not satisfied? You weren't happy being alone in Canada, but yet you're not happy being in Syria with him. So where exactly is your happy place? I don't think you even know where that is.
I don't know. It takes time to bring someone to another country as well. So that's not something that's an immediate solution.
Is she saying that on purpose as bait for Salah? Is she still trying to tell him I can still get you to Canada? Because it's not gonna happen. And Chantal, I would not want to be around him when he finds out, when he figures out that you lied, you've been lying all this time, and that you said what you said just to lock him down in Syria. I would not want to be around that man because he's going to lose his temper.
So we just have to deal with it. But it's just a fluke right now because it so happens that the battery is defective. I don't know yet, Tracy. The battery is defective. So we just have to get a new one, hopefully tomorrow night. We have a shower, Twinkie.
Not tomorrow night. Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. We don't have hot water though, but I don't care. I don't want a hot shower. You wouldn't want to be
I
without your husband.
advise you to knock down.
Oh, there we go. There it is. He's saying, I asked you not to come. You came anyway.
No, but I want to be with you.
I want to be with you. There's that baby voice. I want to be with you. I missed you. I didn't know what you were doing. I was afraid you were going to a red room or looking for another woman and you might replace me because I know how much you hate me. I didn't want that to happen. So I had to get into your house really quick so you can't bring another woman over.
Lost the challenge, by the way, of complaining every single minute.
No, I didn't. When?
Many times.
You complain more than me.
Yeah, I complain because I know the. See the roster?
I only complained once.
He's confirming my.
I only complained once because you paid a lot to live here and the fridge wasn't working. So we didn't have a fridge. That's what I complained about.
I wouldn't come here. If you're not here, I wouldn't rent this.
Yeah, I know you did it for me. Because he is sleepy.
And you know what? He just told her, I would not have gotten this apartment and gone through this trouble if it had been for you. Her response should be, I appreciate all of the effort. I know it was short notice. I know I'm a pain in the butt. I am sorry. And I would want you to know that I appreciate you going the extra mile for me, since you did ask me to wait a month and I was just very impatient and I didn't allow for the amount of time that you asked for. So I appreciate you. Nope. She feels entitled to it.
Are you stressed out?
Yeah, he's stressed out and you're stressing him out. And you're not smart enough to pick up on social cues and give him some space. And one day, Chantal, you might see an ugly side of him that you've never seen before, and it's going to surprise you. I'm not saying he's going to hurt you physically, but you haven't seen all of his anger yet.
Salah doesn't not used to have a rough life either. Here, go like this on you.
It's okay for me.
There's Kevin in the background crowing up a storm. Man, where did my thing go? There it is.
You're not hot? Friggin' rooster, I'm gonna go cook it.
You hungry?
That rooster will throw spurs at you. And believe me, they hurt.
Did Judge Fab. Thank you, David. Put water on her. I'm okay, but honestly, this works. I'm actually not sweating. It's glistening. It's a dewy glow. You don't need Tatcha. Rock bottom.
The temperature is 21 Celsius.
21 Come on. 21? It's just a me thing.
We just need second window. And you
Yeah.
can see the air.
Yeah. It's like a concrete jungle here. No, we're not Turkey. There's limited places you can go if you're Syrian.
And there are people in our chat that have partners in relationships and they can't wrap their head around this whole situation. Danny B says, insane work. He let you come there. My hubby would never. This is sad, girl. Yeah, what husband who loves his wife would say, come on over and join me in a war torn country where it might be potentially dangerous? I can't think of anybody who really loves their wife would say that. This is crazy work.
Let's just be real. Everyone knows that. And we have a cat. She needs stability.
You didn't do listen. Neither you nor Salah care about Julia. You proved that with not taking her on the car trip when there was AC. As sad as it is to say, you both used Julia to get at each other. You wanted Julia around to have kind of like a surrogate family situation with Salah, thinking that if you had a cat with him, that would keep him attached to you by having a sort of family with him. And he, after it was all over, after you both were out of Kuwait, he used Julia as a way to get you to come to Syria and also as a way for you to keep sending him money. So you're both idiots, you're both jerks, and you're both are guilty of using a cat to get your selfish needs met by each other. You're both horrible people.
Traveling every so often, you know.
It's okay. It's like sauna for you.
Yeah, I mean, I've been sweating, you know.
It's something good for you, healthy.
I'm roughing it. Yeah, I am. You would do the same for me, right, babe?
No.
Like what?
If the situation was reversed and I was Syrian, and you
Chantal, you know what she's doing right now? She's asking what I would call a corner question. When somebody asks you a question and at the same time they're putting you in a corner, and the only way out is to tell them an answer that you know they want to hear. But that's what Chantal's about to do. She's about to ask him a corner question where she's trying to get some kind of validation. She's expecting validation from him. Look at all that I did for you. I came all the way out here and I'm sweating in the heat. You should fall in love with me now. We're both suffering. I'm trying to create this trauma bond with you in an effort to get the love out of you. But I'm looking for that validation in the meantime. So I'm going to ask you a corner question to make that happen, because I want validation, not just for myself, but also people in the chat. I want them to hear that you care about me. Like she's practically begging for his affection, and is pathetic.
You had to come to me to be with me. Would you do it?
Yes.
He's just saying that.
Yeah, he is just saying that. And it's obvious that he's just saying that, but yet you asked the corner question anyway.
You would leave Canada, AC, and come here? You don't even like AC. You always want me to turn it off anyways. Yes. So, I'm the one who's hot. No, he would not. Do you feel okay? You're stressed. Stella, when is the next Resident Evil live stream, please? Labine, thanks for the super chat. Well, we need power, so.
Until we settle up and get ready.
Can you play Resident Evil on solar? I feel stupid asking these things. Julia likes the rooster, so she.
Maybe soon.
People are asking if you're okay.
Soon I will continue.
I try not to complain a lot, like at all, because I don't want to stress him out more. So I have that in mind. So I'm trying to be.
Yeah, because maybe there's a part of you that's slowly letting it in. Because I know you watch the React, Chantal. What else do you got to do with your day? You watch the reactors. I know you've heard me say the power dynamic is not what it once was. In Kuwait, you had all the power. In Syria, he's got all the power. You depend completely on him. Without him, you would be lost. It would be so easy for him to ghost you and screw you over if you ticked him off just that bad. So I would not be making him angry if I were you. I'd be walking that tightrope very carefully. Very carefully. I'd be watching my mouth if I was you. Your presence alone, I'm sure, is irritating. But to add your mouth on top of that would just make it 10 times worse. You are not in control anymore.
Be positive. Well, a lot of people are surprised I would come here. Is my phone gonna overheat? How can it be hot? It's like 21. Cock-a-doodle bees.
What SOP said, Salah, blink twice if you need help. If I blink, you cannot see me.
Yeah.
There's nothing about getting a man. It's I love my husband. Nobody else is Salah.
Notice what's not happening here. Notice he's not saying, and I love my wife. She's saying, I love my husband. Yeah, she likes controlling him. That's what she loves. She loves controlling him. But notice he's not saying, and I love my wife very much. He's not returning her thoughts. He's not echoing what she's saying. That is very telling to me.
Right? And actually, can I have a Betty Mai? Betty Mai.
I don't care about these things.
That's good.
As long as it's serious free.
As long as Syria is free. I will.
This stuff can be handled.
Yes.
Just need time to improve.
Stinky Peterson says, not the Arabic baby voice. Yes, the baby voice is back. It always shows up when she's around Salah. It's really creepy and it's really inappropriate. Chantal, I don't know if you got a weird, feedy weirdo in your audience that likes the baby voice, but cut it out. Just stop. You're 41 years old. You're not 4. If you got some pervert weirdo fetish guy in your audience that likes the baby voice, tell him to pay for some content on Cameo or something and do it there. Stop doing the baby voice on YouTube. It's just too weird for words.
Exactly. That's all it is. It's hard to. It is stressful. Like we're not gonna lie about it. It is stressful. You know. And I know I don't have to be here, but I don't want to be without my husband. So, and he even said today to his friend, we were at his friends, and he said something in Arabic, and they all looked at me and went, "Oh," and I was like, "What?" And he said, because they said, "Can we really like her? Can we have her for a week?" He said, "No way, I can't live without her." So, right?
Wait, what? Huh? What was that weird conversation that you said you had with them?
Is my phone gonna overheat? How can it be hot? It's like 21. Cock-a-doodle bees.
What SOP said, Salah, blink twice if you need help. If I blink, you cannot see me.
There's nothing about getting a man. It's I love my husband. Nobody else is Salah. Right? And actually, can I have a Betty Mai? Betty Mai.
I don't care about these things
مظبوط.
as long as it's serious free.
As long as Syria is free. أيوة.
This stuff can be handled.
Yes.
Just need time to improve.
Exactly. That's all it is. It's hard to. It is stressful. Like we're not gonna lie about it. It is stressful. You know. And I know I don't have to be here, but I don't want to be without my husband. So, and he even said today to his friend, we were at his friend's, and he said something in Arabic, and they all looked at me and went, "Aw," and I was like, "What?" And he said, because they said, "Can we really like her? Can we have her for a week?" He said, "No way, I can't live without her." So,
I doubt that happened. That sounds like a made up story.
right
Yeah.
there, proof he loved. No, I'm just joking.
See, there we go again. Like she's still reaching for the validation online. So she asked him the corner question. She put him in the corner. She asked the question. She was asking that question online with the camera running. She did that on purpose. She knew what she was doing, and she's doing it again. Like she's trying to force emotional validation out of him. She wants public proof that he cares about her. It's so sad and it's so pathetic.
I know. I'm kidding. I don't have to prove anything to anybody.
Yeah, but you do it over and over and over and over and over again.
So, Salah, you sacrificed a lot. You do a lot for her. Your love is an understatement.
Yeah, because I was like, because we had plans like in place, kind of, but they would take a while. Like it would.
Yeah, and you know what? That's why I had to listen to it twice because Stinky Peterson is making this comment. His friends wanted to pass you around. That's the way I kind of took it the first time. Like, hold on, maybe I'm wrong here. I want to listen to that again. I didn't want my mind to go to ugly places, but I'm like, is that the way they were meaning it, or are they meaning something different? I wasn't sure.
We would be apart for a little while, and I just, I was so depressed. You guys know I was complaining in my live streams, and then after that happened and the doxing, I was like looking at crummy apartments and like, do I really want to live this life? Like, do I really want to go and see him? And so I was like, okay, please, can you get us a place? And
Salah, play crazy for you if you need help.
no,
Lala says, well, yeah, he can't live without you. He needs your money, girl. Facts.
he can't live without me, like emotionally. We love each other.
No. Wrong, and wrong. If emotionally he can't live without you, then why did he tell you to wait another month? He told you to wait 30 days. So obviously he would be okay without you for 30 more days. It was you that couldn't be without him because you were falling apart without him.
He was living without me here. Like,
right. And he said, give me 30 more days to set things up. I know how you are. I know what you want to do. Give me a month. It's going to take a month to set things up just so you can be comfortable. No. She didn't want to wait. She could not wait to be next to him. She was so afraid of somebody else coming along and taking him away that her fear got the better of her.
Before I came. And he didn't want me to come out. He's kept warning me. I was sad in Canada.
And I will point this out. Chantal has said in the past that she has abandonment issues. She's got daddy issues, but she's also got abandonment issues. I'm not making this up. This is stuff that has come out of her own mouth. So she's got the daddy issues and she's also got the abandonment issues. And whenever she's locked on a guy, and this person is away from her, it might be triggering her abandonment issues. Like it triggers her badly.
For different reasons. It's not it's not a mental health depression. It's like you're too worried about just surviving in a lot of ways. Content, look at all your views. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice. Thank you, Oscar. Honestly, I don't even have time to like do anything really. I haven't.
But you're not saying what you spend your day doing. You're not saying how busy you are and what keeps you busy. You're trying as if you have a whole schedule chock full of things to do, but you're not saying a doggone one thing of what you do. So you're a liar. Woman, you sat there and told on yourself. You said essentially that you're up all night because it's nice and cool. To feel better, you're up all night until early morning. And then when the power kicks on, then you put your CPAP mask on and you go to sleep. And we know how you are about your sleep. You sleep for about 8 to 10 hours. So you basically sleep all day and you don't get up again until it starts to get dark. And then the whole process starts all over again. So you don't do anything in your day except sleep. Your sleep schedule is backwards.
Done any cameos? Just trying to we're just trying to. Yes, it was more crummy, the apartment. Listen. Okay, yeah. I had electricity, but
you know what, Chantal? I saw the apartment back in Canada. And call me a weirdo, y'all. I like little oddball weirdo just apartments that they've got weird quirks to them. Call me weird. I adore those places. I like them being unique. I'm in a place like that right now that I'm going to have to fix up, that I will be fixing up because I just got here and I need everything. But I saw your place. It was pretty cute. I saw nothing wrong with it. Yeah, it was a little bit, old fashioned, but it had a certain kind of charm that I found adorable. And that place could have been cute AF had you stayed there and fixed it up. But if somebody gave me the choice between an apartment that, upstairs, downstairs, little quirky, electricity, internet, water, and being somewhere where there's no running water, very little electricity. If somebody gave me a choice, I would take the apartment back in Canada. That's just me, though.
A, B, C, D, F, G.
Okay, so Marta says, do not sign any papers to be his wife there. Chantal, you will never be allowed to leave. You're not safe there, girl. Yeah, I've heard that in different places that once she signs paperwork to be his wife, she may not be allowed to leave.
Marta, do not sign any papers to be his wife there. What? You will never be allowed to leave. You're not safe. Marta, thank you. Salah is not that type of person. He would never.
He's not that kind of person. Chantal, it's been 3 years, but you barely know Salah. Do you really know him? Woman to woman, do you really know that man? I don't think you really know him. So if you don't really know him, do you know what he's capable of? No, you don't. You don't know.
Never hold me against my will. You guys, did you just watch Not Without My Dog?
You know what? He may not hold you against your will. He may just ghost you and leave you alone. And then what's he gonna do?
Daughter. Thanks for the super chat. Don't be stressed out by the comments. This is the, people. Everyone watching. Most of you are from the comfortable West. Don't understand. I do.
Okay, so here somebody's bringing up this sidebar comment. Lois Lane says, "Why would you get upset over a refrigerator when the electricity goes out often? Food will go bad." True. So you get mad over a fridge, and that fridge can't do its job properly because there's not enough electricity.
I see some comments from people who are from like a couple people who are from here. They probably get it. This is honestly, this is like annoying. I'm sure people have just learned to accept it and deal with it, somehow.
Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah. Thank you, Tracy. Hey, Angie. In Cornwall, the cheapest one bedroom I found was pretty much what I was living in. Or like, there was a couple others, but I don't know. It wasn't. Like, this place isn't gross. I mean, it's not fancy, but.
Chrissy Travels. Ni hao.
Meow. Don't register there. I'm not registered or anything.
Yeah, somebody, Nastoon says, but paying more is worth it. Yeah, like, I mean, there are cheap apartments everywhere. You just got to know where to look, and you got to be able to look long enough. Give yourself some time to look around. You guys know I was looking for an apartment, and I looked 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 until I found the place that I wanted, and I'm very happy about where I'm at. The landlord's pretty great. It's kind of a quiet area, and I get to bring Booger. Green Booger. It's a baby. So like it took me a long time to find this place, but I found it. And I'm sure if Chantal had given herself some time, she could have found perhaps a better place if she didn't like the place that she was in. But I don't think that she wanted her name on the lease. I think mom helped her get into that apartment, and then she turned around and screwed mom over.
Choose. Should be Zoe. I said, listen. I said, I wrote LMAO. Why would I message you for anything?
This is a story, the lies that she's telling about the landlord. Like, she got up all into the landlord's face, and she got into it with the landlord. And I guarantee you none of this happened. Because if mom put down the deposit and first month's rent and all of that for the apartment for Chantal, then the money would go back to her, not Chantal.
Get a life, Block.
Go to hell.
The jammy, you can go anywhere, then go back.
And I think that she got mad because, like, the story that she told about the landlord, before the deposit and so forth were given back to mom or Chantal, I think it was more mom, the landlord wanted to do a walkthrough and see if any damage had been done, which is pretty standard. Before the landlord gives you back a deposit or something, they want to walk to the apartment and see if you've done any damage, because if any damage has been done, that's what the security deposit is used for, is to cover the damage. So she got mad about that. I don't know if it's because she did anything she wasn't supposed to do, and that would mean money deducted from the security deposit. But she's talking about, I got in his face and blah, blah, blah. No, you didn't.
After the series, when the house is done, cats can travel. It's done already around the world. Yeah, Pajami, I know. True. Thank you. Meow, meow. We all have different ideas of what we need for a happy life. Your decisions are yours. Others are others. I haven't forgiven you. I passed the UK, by the way. Thank you, meow, meow. Like, because he was like, people were.
I think you missed Pajami.
No, I got her super chat. Thank you. Because people were messaging him right when they found out, like psychos, So I was like saying that I was dirty in the villa and all that. So he's like, people were telling me about Orleans. And I was like, I'm like, oh, great. I'm like, right away, I'm like, I'm leaving. I want my money back.
So people were sending messages to the landlord and telling him about the way she behaved back at the Canadian villa, the fact that she trashed the villa from top to bottom. the trash on the floor, the way the cats were having to poo and pee on the carpet because their litter boxes were filthy, the rotting food in the fridge, the moldy pots, the fruit flies, her smoking the party favors in the house, which would mean the whole place needs to be repainted. People told him about these concerning things, and he brought it up to Chantal, and she got immediately ticked off because she doesn't like her past coming back to haunt her.
And he was like, okay, here's some tea. So he was like, I'm like, listen, that was like 3 years ago. I have not been a bad tenant to you currently. I don't need to like, like, you know what I mean? So, basically, I was like, my house got messy. Like,
I heard a rumor. I heard a rumor, and the rumor is that Chantal was smoking the green products in the house, and the other tenants were complaining because they didn't like the smell.
like once in a while, whatever, it's not your business. Like, like maybe past tenancy, whatever, but like, no, like, so, um,
Chantal, you got mad at the landlord, but try to put yourself in the landlord's shoes. It's always good to try to look at the other side of things and get a different perspective before you get upset. Imagine that you were the landlord and all you want to do is rent out a space and make money. And you've got people messaging you about person that you just made into a tenant. And you see all of these videos and pictures of the living conditions that they were in. You wouldn't be concerned? Oh, I know you would be concerned because you're a money hungry fool. You want to make money, but you don't want to spend money. And if you have been a landlord looking at things like that, you might have been concerned about, oh my God, this person looks like damage central. They look like someone that the rent money they give me would not even cover the amount of damage they do. I think I want to get them out of here as quickly as possible. So if you've been in the landlord's shoes and that were your space, you would not have been happy allowing someone into your space that there's going to be no profit with the rent. It's all going to go into fixing damages that the person potentially does. It's the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
that was long ago. I'm like, I haven't been a bad tenant now. Like the place is clean. I paid you first and last month's rent.
Your mom did, not you. Don't claim credit for something you didn't do.
I'm quiet. I'm very quiet. Like, what more do you want, So then he's like, you're not getting any of your money back. And I was like, oh, I'm going to pull
Well, maybe the reason why you're not getting the money back is because it belonged to your mother. It was her money, not yours.
out Miss Legal, legal mindset, Foodie Beauty, and clock it. So basically, we had a verbal agreement only. It was nothing, he said he was being nice and he was letting me move in like a bit of time before the 1st of July. The lease only started. I signed the lease. The lease was legally binding for July 1st. So I said, my lease doesn't start until July 1st. You cannot legally withhold my money, and I have to leave now for my safety. And trust me, the trolls are nasty and they're going to make your life hell. So you're going to.
Oh, so you threatened him with the trolls, did you? You were trying to use the trolls as a way to threaten him? You actually said that. Wow. Wow.
Want to give me back my money. And
did y'all hear that? She was trying to use Girl World as a threatening point to the landlord. Wow, Chantal.
He was like, you're not getting your money. He's like, I'll give you your money back after you leave. And if you leave before the 1st, before the contract starts, and if I inspect the apartment. I said, Your apartment will be in the same condition that it was. I'm not a child. I would not disrespect your property for no reason.
What about the Canadian villa? Did you tell them that same sentiment? I'm moving in and I'll leave it in the same condition that I found it, because you certainly didn't.
Or do anything illegal, but legally, you cannot withhold a last month's rent deposit for it's not a security deposit for damages. It's a deposit for my last month's rent, and you have to give it back. And the first month as well. And actually, I was nice. I didn't have to do this. I thought it was right to give him a chunk of the first month's rent that I
Oh, is she like will it like she willingly just gave up that money? Like, I was being nice. She's not nice. Maybe she had no choice in the situation just to give up part of the rent. If she stayed, like, look, I moved into this place in the middle of the month, and the way that my landlord handled it, they prorated the rent. So I just paid 2 weeks worth of rent, and then on the first, I paid again. So she wasn't being nice. I don't know exactly how long Chantal was in the apartment, but maybe she paid prorated rent since she did stay there for about a week or so.
paid for the first because I stayed there for a while. Like, I'm not going to stay there for completely for free. So that's the tea with that guy. Anyway, he was, I don't know, he was weird right from the get. Like, when I was communicating with him at first, he was using like a troll picture like on not his actual picture, which I guess, I don't know. I can understand that. But he was just really like picky about every little thing. Like, I'd never want to live in a place again where the landlord lives in the same building because
So she got a problem with the landlord living in the same building. Some people might look at that as a plus. It might make them feel good knowing that the landlord is so close that if there's a problem with the building, if there's something happens with the plumbing or the roof or whatnot, they can always reach out to the landlord right away. They know they can go knock on their door or make a phone call, and the landlord will handle it since they are in the same building. But Chantal looks at the landlord being in the same building as a minus because she wants to be able to do some shisty stuff and get away with it. And you just didn't like the landlord being that close to you. You didn't like the idea that they might keep an eye on you, that you couldn't cause all kinds of damage and get away with it, that they were literally right there. And Chantal, from what I saw, from where you lived, from what I know about it, it sounded kind of like a small building, maybe like an eightplex. And I happen to live in one of those too. I actually like it. I like the fact that it's smaller. It's much more intimate. Not as much noise, not as much ruckus. Home is what you make it. And you really didn't want to make a home. You were just passing time there. That's all you were doing. But people who are private owners, yeah, maybe they might have a bit more in the way of quirks and requests, but it comes with the territory. And most people are not unreasonable. He wasn't being unreasonable by saying no pets and no smoking.
pick every little thing. Like, he's saying the air conditioner wasn't installed properly, that there's going to be bats coming in. He was like super neurotic and like, I don't know. I'm so glad I'm out of there, man. It would rain and the whole ceiling would leak. Okay. And I message him and he's basically like, well, I don't know what to do. Like, well, who am I supposed to tell about this? Like, you're the landlord. What do you want? Like, who am I supposed to tell that the ceiling looks like it's going to cave in with water because like, I had to put one of my buckets under there. Like, I'm glad I'm out of there anyways. So that was a disaster, and that's the chance you take. Anyway, yeah. I don't care if he's watching. What's he going to do? I'm allowed to say what I want. I didn't say his name. I'm not the one doxing people, so.
You know what? I really do hope that Mr. or Miss Landlord, they do come online and give us the real tea. Because she's putting her foot in her mouth right about now. Like she has no reason to talk about the landlord right now during this stream. She's choosing to do it because she's trying to make herself look like a badass. Oh, like this landlord gave me a problem and I told him and I got my money back and he was just a weirdo. I hope he comes on YouTube and he sets her straight.
I mean, I don't know. Toxic mold. It did smell like mold in there, really bad. It smelled. You know what? It did. It smelled like potatoes. You know when you leave a bag of potatoes out?
What?
And I couldn't pinpoint the smell, and the windows wouldn't.
Probably the smell was you because you don't take a shower. I'm sure you don't smell very nice.
Didn't stay open all the way. Like they would shut down. I don't know. Anyway. This actually works.
And you know what? To be fair, Chantal, if it wasn't you, some places like apartments and whatnot, if they've been shut up for a long time, they might get kind of a weird smell to them. But all you got to do is open the windows and air them out, and you'll be fine.
Really well. I need one of those fans. Potatoes. I mean, other than that, it was a cute apartment, but I wanted something right away. I just kind of settled because...
No, I don't think you settled. I don't think you settled. I think you had to go through your mom and she picked the place.
Everything else, like there's these apartments down on the street I grew up on, and they're really nice, but they were like $1,900 for a 1-bedroom. Or maybe like $1,800. No electric included in that, by the way.
You know what, Chantal? Welcome to the real world. Welcome to the really real world where the cost of rent keeps going up for everybody, not just you. You're over there complaining and whining and bitching about the cost of rent. Oh, I remember back in the day when rent was cheaper. So do the rest of us. And food, too. I remember when fast food was cheap food. Now you might as well go sit down at a restaurant and have a meal because the cost will be about the same. The cost of everything keeps going up. It's not just about you, madam. Everybody else is feeling the pinch. But you must be okay because despite your money woes, you flew to Syria to be with Salah. So you must be doing all right.
By the way, no AC. They don't come with AC. You got to rent a villa for that.
No sugar, I cannot sing. Oh my god, I'm sleepy. I'm tired also.
Go sleep, sweet love.
Waiting with the electric.
You know, Chantal is over there complaining about lack of AC. Let me tell you something about from Foodie. In California, it is very common to move into apartments and there's no refrigerator. And if you're wondering why there's no refrigerator, because when I first moved to Cali, I was like, why are there no refrigerators in these apartments? It all has to do with something that happened long ago. There was a blackout of sorts, power outage, and people that were renting apartments with refrigerators, they were going after the landlords because they would have tons of food in the fridge and the food was spoiled. And so to keep that from happening again, a lot of landlords decided, you know what, we're just not going to have refrigerators in the apartments. That if you want a refrigerator, you got to buy it yourself. That way, whatever food is in the freezer and the fridge, you buy and you're responsible for it, and you can't go after the landlord to cover the cost of food if there's another blackout. So you're complaining about lack of AC, but it's different in different places, I assure you.
Why?
To switch the...
Oh, you want to show me how to do it or no? So, I mean, like...
You will be lost.
I'll be lost with all the switches.
Mm.
Yeah, it looks like a... Yeah. I didn't have time. Like, I just basically settled. Like, I'm impulsive.
It's like a whole solar
And that seems to be a problem with you, Foodie. You always settle. You don't stand your ground and go for what you want. You always settled. You wanted Natter, you settled for Salah. And you've not been happy. So you're always settling. You have a problem with settling. You should fix that.
System
Yeah.
or solar panel system.
He is a good man, Chantel. Nicole, I know you are sweet love.
Now she's trying to butter him up. Oh, I know I'm on his last nerve. I'm going to try to play nice.
Juice.
Zoe says, Foodie Beauty, if you worked harder on your content, your views would go up and make more money to afford a nicer apartment. Yeah, I agree. But she doesn't want to work on her content. She's too focused on Salah and keeping him around and controlling him to the point where she can't think of anything else or do anything else.
Juice. I do look like Buzz's girlfriend right now. She looks more like this. And I'm a good girl because I'm here. Thank you. No sugar. No sugar tonight in my coffee. No sugar tonight in my tea. And I have you guys. Like we're here with 1,400 people and no power. It's your life, what you do, where you go your choice.
You know what? I can't say for sure, but I'm betting anything that her Beezers are probably sending her more money through PayPal right now. Like, I think she knows better that if she's in Syria, she can't do the super chat goals and she can't outright put her PayPal link up on her page because she got in trouble for that in Kuwait. But let's beg without outright begging. Maybe she's thinking, I passed out my PayPal link enough. People know to contact me on Instagram. I'll just do everything behind the scenes and behind the curtains. But she might be making more money than we think.
Yeah. I know people are not going to understand it, you know. Go to the U.S. Am I even allowed in the U.S.? I think for Canadians are allowed there for up to 6 months, right? Good. The year I was in Ottawa, the apartment was $250 with electric and water 40 years ago. Wow. Yeah, no.
Wow, that's crazy. WNC Granny says, good grief. The year I was in Ottawa, the apartment was $250 with electric and water included. Of course, that was 40 years ago. Time flies, seems like yesterday. Wow. Can y'all imagine an apartment for like $250? Dang, why can't we roll back the clock on that?
First apartment came with utilities included, but no AC. It was $675 for a 2-bedroom, but that had cockroaches. Anyway, you just killed them. That's all. Who cares? They weren't like everywhere. You'd see one once in a while. That's how you can tell they're from a different apartment, you know. Basically, if they're everywhere infesting your house, it's probably from your house. But if you see one once in a while. Do we have any chocolate? Oh, I still have these chips. Want chips? Want some chips?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Chantal, food is not going to soothe his irritation away. As long as you're near him, he's going to stay irritated.
You don't know if you want chips?
Keep pushing him, though. Keep pushing. You're going to jump on that nerve he's got left, and it's going to snap, and he's going to let you know.
Aww. Okay, whoever, there's a cameo. If it's expiring for you, can you please extend it? Special editions. Please. Crack that whip Salah. Give me it will be authentic. You can keep a piece of history. Uh-oh, Carissa. Rare cameos. Yeah, biggest all. You might get your cameo terminated if you don't have a like. Blackout bees. Yeah, because of the war, Barbara, the whole power infrastructure was bombed probably several times. And now they have to rebuild it, and I mean, you know, it's been in civil unrest for so long that they probably didn't even. You always see little kids selling bread on the street. So yeah, it's humbling way of life, but I'm sure life is hard for a lot of these people, but the people we've seen, they don't show it. They're so.
Okay, hold on a second. More coffee, please says, seriously? Asking for food content from someone that is currently in a country where food at times feels like a luxury is just so disrespectful. Yep, I agree.
Happy to just be together and like having a good time, and they're happy with little things because that's all they have. Shower, we have a normal shower. Why didn't Mark Weens warn you? Live in a cabin, no plumbing. It puts water use in perspective. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, we conserve water. Exactly. Yeah. I take a quick shower. Actually, it helps you cool off. As long as you have water, yeah.
Your voice makes me more sleepy.
Want me to get off or something?
5 minutes is supposed to be the electric time.
Did Scylla ask you to come? No. Hey, Vanessa.
But I thought he was so emotionally attached to you. I thought he was caring of you, Chantal, and he wanted to see you. Right? He's just so attached. And yet he didn't ask you to come. He just ran over there. It sounds like the attachment only goes one way in that relationship.
I asked her to not come
Oh,
for her safety and for the rough, rough life and tough conditions.
translation. I did not want her to come here. I wanted to keep taking her money. And knowing the conditions that she would have to live in, I did not want to hear her bitching because that's all she would do. She would complain and she would yell and gripe and whine and pull a hissy fit. And I did not want to deal with that. So I told her to wait a month so I could get something somewhat comfortable. And she didn't listen. She was so fussy, I just let her come because what could I do? Yeah. Dr. Blackbarn says, uh-oh, Salah being a little passive aggressive there. Well, Chantal should be used to it because Pete was kind of the same way, wasn't he? He's a bit passive aggressive. And I don't know if Salah and Pete's are very, very alike. I know that people call Salah the Kuwaiti Pete's, but if Salah is a lot like Pete's, Chantal, you need to remember Pete has an explosive temper. I don't know if Salah has an explosive temper, but if you haven't seen it yet, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So just watch yourself.
Hey, teddy bear. Most Westerns people happiness depends on consumerism. Exactly, MCI. Yep. I grew up in a third world country. Hey, teddy bear. And it really puts things into perspective having come from that. You said the other day, ECP, that sometimes you would rather be in the Philippines. Do you understand the type of it's a different type of depression, you know? And I do feel bad saying I feel privileged like saying that because I know people would kill to be in that situation. I don't know, I'm just being honest. So, anyway, I should maybe have given him more time. I didn't have time.
You had time, you just didn't want to use the time. You were so afraid of losing him, but it doesn't matter if you're in the same room or not, Foodie. You're still losing him because he does not attach to you.
I had to leave before like the first of the month. I didn't want to.
I told her, give me 1 month at least to set everything up. I didn't have friggin' time.
Hey, Nina.
Average hot dog says, "Why didn't you wait, Chantal?" Winter Angel says, "See, you should have listened to him." She doesn't listen to anybody.
I missed you.
Now, there's the baby voice. I hate that baby voice. I hate it. It's so inappropriate. This is her being manipulative. I missed you. He didn't miss you, though.
Okay, I miss you too, but
He's like, now's not a time to be emotional.
to real life, there's no time. It's really hard life.
Carolina says, "Where was she supposed to live during that month?" Hello? Hotel room? Get a hotel room for a couple of weeks. Just a couple of weeks. Get an extended stay or something. She could have done that. There's all kinds of options.
Maybe I. Was that a gunshot?
Yeah.
Why?
Fireworks.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. Fireworks.
Chantal's mad. She wanted to paint the narrative of, he missed me so much that he begged me to come. And he's proving, no, that didn't happen. I didn't beg her to come. I begged her to stay gone for 30 more days so I could set things up.
I'm lagging. Party in the USA. Is it lagging for anyone else?
No, it's not.
Just go back in and come out. Did you hear that or?
So she's hearing shots from a pew pew and she's trying to act like they're fireworks. But she's gone to a war-torn country. There's still conflict. And she just asked Allah, "Did you hear pew pew shots?" And he said, "Yes." She goes, "Why?" Did you really just ask why?
Oh yeah, happy 4th of July. Hey Mike, happy 4th of July to the Americans. Withdraw from the. I don't even think about that. I don't feel like I don't know. Maybe. Honestly, I don't have time to withdraw from anything. I just like, you know.
I don't know if she's ever going to come back to Canada or where she's planning on going after Syria. But I know one thing. If she goes outside of Syria to a place that has food, that has the green products, she's going to go wild. Like that addiction monster is going to wake up and it's going to go insane.
I guess sleeping outside is off the table. Shut up.
With 1 month, I could set a whole huge solar panel system, and in my house, not renting like apartment, and prepare many things, too many things like furniture, appliances, machines, you know.
She's giving him the stink eye. Like he's just trying to explain to her, look, if you'd given me a month, I could have found a place with furniture and nice things. And that's what I had in mind. That was the plan. And you essentially screwed it up.
Utilities and Wi-Fi, for example, too many things.
Can't get rid of me that easy.
She ain't lying. He was wanting to be rid of her. And she's essentially telling him, the worst mistake you could ever make with someone like me is to let me into your house. Once you let me into your house, it's over. Because you're giving me the impression that we're getting close now. And once I feel like we're getting close and I invest time and money into you, it's a wrap. You are now officially my property. You are now my slave. You belong to me and you have to do what I say. And that's how she treats Salah. She doesn't look at him as a person with his own free will. She looks at him as property, and he belongs to her. She's a serious stalker. I mean, she has to be a little bit crazy. She's going to actually fly to Syria to establish ownership over somebody to make sure that her property doesn't go anywhere.
You always talk about the emotions. Must be real life.
Okay, fine. I'm going to Italy then tomorrow.
Go then. I dare you. Go ahead and go to Italy. I dare you. That's kind of a slight threat from her. She's just saying, fine then. You're not going to give me emotional validation and you don't care. I'll just take myself and my money elsewhere. You need my money, Salah. So if you're not going to give me emotionally what I want, even though I know you don't feel it, I'll just take my money and go. Like she thinks it's cute. I think it's disgusting.
Should have listened to Salah. Maybe. How stubborn I am. I know. I get very emotional. He can, Zoe. He can go to Canada. It's just not. It's not a fast process. Immigrating to Canada. You know. Especially with them limiting that right now. So we can't go to my home, so I came to his. We could go other places together, which maybe you'll freak out and eventually want to do that, right? But I don't think so.
Satanic Doll says you're too dependent on him. Oh, as Neo Tarot said, this is codependency at its most toxic. They're dependent on each other, and it's crazy.
You really want to be in your family home. It's yours.
Actually, he wanted to go back to Kuwait. He had a life there, which you completely blew up. And yeah, I'm sure he's feeling a certain kind of way about that. He may not be telling you, but it doesn't mean he ain't feeling it.
Do you hear the dogs?
Mm-hmm. They're fighting.
Stray dogs? You guys don't even know. Cleo? Hollis.
Rabies.
They have rabies. They live in packs and they fight each other.
Nina, the emojis.
Oh my. Yeah, Nina. Through blackouts too, right? You know.
Then the power came back on.
Yeah, I need my fast charger.
See,
No, the black part.
your friend?
She's in my black bag. Look what someone made for me. It's prayer beads. So basically, how the if you don't mind,
Also charging.
because it says look, it says
Wait. No.
check the connection.
No.
Hold on, she was making a great face right there. I got to try to capture that for a thumbnail.
And
Also charging.
because it says look, it says
Wait. No.
check the connection.
No.
Le-
How come?
That doesn't work. So basically, what you do, kind of like rosary, but so this set, see, this is a divider. So one set you go with the beads, you say Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, and then here you would say Subhanallah, 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 you know, and then like basically like that, and Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. So nice, right? They made you one for the car for the Siava.
What?
They made you one this for Siava also, huh? Somebody nice. Hey, Lady J. It's beautiful, huh?
It's handmade.
Yeah. I never had a prayer beads.
Now it's charging system time.
Yes. Oh, did you find my power thing? Yeah. Oh, that's yours. Okay, I'm gonna go find my black bag has.
Where? Still where?
It's the
green bag?
the my black backpack, but I don't know where it is. Over here. Do you want me to get it?
Your backpack?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't wear prayer beads, no. Where is my backpack?
Sorry.
Okay, hold on. I gotta find my backpack. So, oh, here it is. Sorry.
The fridge is working now.
The fridge is working? Yes. My bed. Oh, I found this. This is not a good power.
Your bag.
I have it. I'm looking for my block.
But also, like, if you stay away from me, I'll be worried about you more.
You'd still be worried about me anyways.
Yes.
So,
I miss you, of course.
miss me, of course. Mm. Guys, going to Canada is an immigration process, okay? It's not instantaneous. It takes a while. But Canada's not as bad as some countries, but for immigration, just depends.
Thank you, Cicinella.
You know, the more she talks, the more it sounds like he's still holding on to the hope that somehow, some way, they can find some sort of loophole to get him into Canada. And maybe she's letting him think that so that she can be near him just a little bit longer. I don't know, but it sounds like he's still holding on to the hope that he can get over there.
Gracias.
He is, yeah, he's a good husband. Thank you. What? I'm actually kind of hungry, but not for junk food like chips. Ew, salty. No, we're not going back to Kuwait. It's uncomfortable. Andre Marie.
Oh, we got some tea in the chat, No Sugar says you could get running water and constant power, and he lied to you that you will get it there. No Sugar also says he didn't tell you that there isn't running water. So they lied to each other.
We're okay. We know about the prison swag daddy. People have vlogged going there after. I don't know if I could do it. I don't think I could do it. Just seeing stories from it, it just makes me sick. Just like Auschwitz, I couldn't go there. No way. Seeing all the shoes and no. Humans are just so horrible to each other. It's disgusting. What are you doing? Shubidich. Come here. Dalios. Oh. No, use.
Yep. She wants nothing to do with you. Leave her alone.
I came. Do you know what I went through to get here?
Like, do you know what I'm hearing in her voice? Do you know what I'm hearing? Look at all that I've done for you. Because that's her attitude towards everything and everybody. Look at all that I've done for you. Even to cats. Look at all that I've done for you. You owe me. When it comes to narcissists don't do anything out of generosity and kindness. They do stuff because they want leverage over people in situations, and even, I guess now, animals. If they set down a can of cat food for a cat, they expect that cat will be devoted to them and bonded to them overnight as a reward. So she's looking at Julia and saying, look at all that I've done for you. You chose to be her owner. You could have taken her to somebody and said, I can't take care of this cat. Please take care of her for me. I am not able to. And she might have gone to a much better home. But no, you and Salah decided to drag her to Syria. And poor Julia was used as a pawn in your silly game that you have with each other about who's got control over who and who can get the most money out of who. Poor Julia was used as a chess piece. Salah used Julia to get you to Syria because he wanted access to your money and control over you. And you used Julia as a chess piece for your Beezers to get money out of them. Like, you're both disgusting how you use that poor cat.
Do you know? And she cries and runs away when I want a kiss. Betty Bossa.
I can see the resentment in your face for that poor animal. And you really should not be her owner. Like, I could just see the resentment on her face. That look of, you owe me love, Julia. You owe me all of your love. Look, I came all the way here and I want to cuddle with you. You owe me your love. Chantal, love is not something you pay for, and it is not something you are owed, madam.
Betty Bossa, Telejon. Betty Bossa is, I want a kiss. And she won't give me one. From my cat.
Just for the record, Chantal, cats are very sensitive to smell. They are very sensitive to smell. And if something smells bad, they want nothing to do with it. So if your body smells bad, if your breath smells bad, that might be why she's running away from you.
To kiss my cat, not from a human.
I mean, cats are very clean creatures normally, which means they don't really like something that stinks.
Do they have gravy in Syria? Do they have gravy here? I can make gravy. Very erratic. I'm just learning how to be.
Sing Low says, you ruined his life in Kuwait. Do you not feel just a little bit of guilt? No, she doesn't. She really, really doesn't.
For the win. I literally went through a lot to get here, and
Yeah, your suffering is the only suffering that matters. Are you not acknowledging what it took Salah to get there with Julia? But your journey is the only journey that matters. See, you're still selfish and you're still entitled and you're still a spoiled brat.
no one appreciates it. No, I'm just joking.
He doesn't appreciate it because he didn't want you there in the first place. He was hoping you'd stay away.
I look ill right now. Should I change my name to M5? The bathrooms, there's
45 minutes remaining. The next blackout.
okay. In about 15 minutes, I'll go to. Nobody asked you to. I thought Juice couldn't live without me. Rooster tenders with. I'm hungry. Rooster. I want a rooster.
What exactly are you expecting Salah to do? Grab an axe and go outside and find Kevin and turn him into lunch? He ain't going to do it. He just had chips anyway.
We were driving and there was all chickens on the street.
No Taliban.
There's no Taliban at all. Oh, I'm gonna review this, so I'm gonna tell them about it. There's a KFG. There's a restaurant called KFG instead of KFC. We gotta try it. Because you know how I don't think there's very many fast food chains here because of maybe the sanctions that used to be imposed. So they have to make like knockoff. There's also a Popeyes. You know?
And there's Tracy in the chat again. Chantal, please read my comment. Big shouty capital letters with Tracy. She's over there like waving her hands in the air. Read my comment. It's so important. I want your attention. Tracy, you need a friend. You really need a friend. You need someone to talk to. Because you're needing entirely too much of Chantal's attention. At the same time, she's trying to get attention from everybody else.
Goat, Tracy.
You ignore Tracy twice.
Oh, Tracy.
And
Goat, yes.
And she take it personal.
Sorry, she take it personal. It's so sad to have to live in these conditions. Is it like a downgrade for him?
Nina told you, Tracy, don't start.
Tracy. Poor Tracy. Sometimes Nina mouths off to people. Tracy said Kentucky Fried Goat. Maybe that's what it is, right, Tracy? You know what? I don't know. He sounds sad. He's very tired.
He's in a mood. I mean, when you're somewhere and it is hot, you're just overheated, you're hot, it's going to put you in a mood. That by itself will put you in a mood. When you get just too hot and there's no way to really cool down, you can't just jump into the shower and cool yourself down and feel refreshed. You're going to stay in a crabby mood. And then on top of that, you've got the Chantal element. She's a constant source of irritation. Ooh, they're gonna fight.
Had a really busy past few days.
Busy, tired, sleepy. How someone can be happy like this?
Yeah. I'm kind of tired, but I'll be all right. I don't have a choice. No, Tracy, he wasn't telling you not to start. He's teasing you. You know we love you. Okay, why is my ankle swollen? It's not.
Tracy, one more word, I will time out you for 1,000 minutes.
No, you won't.
Shh, or I'll block you.
I didn't have a choice. I can't be without him.
You did have a choice. You just didn't want to be without him. You didn't trust him.
And her too. I can't leave my family, like beautiful Jews.
You know what's funny, Chantal, is that you are trying to paint this image of I care about my family so much, and yet neither Julia nor Salah is attached to you. Like you're trying to pick her up and she's running away from you, and Salah isn't expressing boundless amounts of joy that you're there. You have attached yourself to an animal and a person that neither one of them care about you. They could just easily do without you and do better.
Mamacita.
You deceived yourself into thinking that they care about you when they don't.
No water bottles to stress a lot out. There's one, two, two. Soulmates, bees. Right? So, cute, Yanni. Babam? That means I'm hungry? Oh.
No, of course.
Yeah. Okay, so I said we had no fridge because listen to the fridge that they gave us. That's why I was mad and freaking out and complained. Listen, I said I understand about Syria and the problems here, but you pay a pretty penny for this. There's nicer apartments for 65 US a month, for example, okay? This is like really expensive compared to, and the fridge doesn't. The fridge looks like it's from 1951.
What does it call?
Some places are cheap and like only no, 100 US, 100 US.
And again, Chantal, you did not give him any time to find a place. He said, give me a month, and you did not give him a month. It takes time to find a decent place at a decent price. But it was because of you that he had to hurry up.
But
No.
Unfurnished.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, another half an hour of power. You really appreciate that hour when it comes, hey?
She is so trying to get him to talk and make conversation with him, but he really does not want to talk to her.
Maybe they'll forget to turn it off and give us an extra few hours.
What?
You really appreciate the electric when it comes on. So as soon as the sun comes out, a la tool, the power will work?
It will, yeah, but it will not be a full battery. Only half.
Yeah, but we don't need the battery until it's dark. That's what the battery's for. Yes.
We need the battery all the time.
No, Google it. Really? Because it says if the solar panel's hooked up, as soon as the sun hits it, you'll have electricity.
The solar panel will give you the power. It will charge the battery.
Yeah, but look, the battery is for whenever there's no sun.
Okay, but who will charge the battery? From where?
The remaining solar power from the day.
Okay, so it's from that one.
Chantal is so clueless about solar power.
It's like a normal person thing. No candles. And they produce heat. No thanks. No, they yep, all year round, I think. Pilates. Do they do this in the winter too?
Yes.
Electrical engineering. I googled it.
But in winter it will be slower than summer to fill the battery.
Yeah. I feel tired because I've been, excuse me, out constantly socializing. They're going to extend it, they said. Don't know, Volpe. They're going to dox me.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to cut it off here because we're like 3 hours and 27 minutes. I don't want to make this react like 4 or 5 hours. I'm going to split it up into 2 parts. So this is like part 1. So I hope you guys have enjoyed part 1 to this 6-hour react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.